allowed the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my people make we shout, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, oh, this one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, oh, can in the touchlight every corner, my ego don't come, oh, okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my people make we shout, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, oh, this one not they off in mind, my ego don't come, oh, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, my yegun don't come, oh, my people make you shout, oh, my yegun don't come, oh, man of the masses, my ego don't come,
Hello there.
my ego now I'm on to
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. This is Mayegun Live. Please, as usual, as you are joining us this moment, share the broadcast. Read the caption of the broadcast. Take your time and read the description of the broadcast as well. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. It seems that Kolu is already fighting a proxy war, political war, with El-Rufai, the Kaduna little finger, and it's time for them to halt him. Because he is suspected to have started playing his card, the card of dislodging thiefnubu and all the scams that they perpetuated last year. The emperor is not going to kind of like that. Now they need to probe the little finger, the little devil, and all he did in Kaduna. I wouldn't say it is in your own interest. Just see every time that these rogues are supposedly fighting themselves, do not share. So you don't try to share them up. Don't get involved in their war. Dele Farotimi advised us not to die in their war. Don't jump up and think there's something spectacular that you are going to get from them fighting. No, because most of the time they are infighting is because of probably like access. If they do not have access, like a lot of you don't, they scream louder and the loudest. And whenever they want to kind of silence one of them, for the reasons that is best known to them, right? Great. But here is your own catch. Every time the criminals in Nigeria kind of go after themselves, it's an opportunity for you to see through the mad country that somehow you are telling yourself will be great one day. And them exposing themselves is another opportunity too, for you to know why Nigeria can never succeed or survive, except for these ones that you are witnessing, using the blood of the innocent to sort of keep Nigeria together. Events like this are just reminders. That part. Motideo. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayebu Live. And we are starting our story. It's kind of a two-wing, by the way, and so many other feathers. Okay? But the two-winged chart tonight, one is coming from Kaduna, where if you are from Kaduna, Celia, this should interest you. Before El-Rufai, before APC, there was no bloodbath or war in southern Kaduna until the terror sympathizer and an alleged terror sponsor, El-Rufai of Kaduna, became their governor, and all hell was let loose. Southern Kaduna became graveyards, courtesy the armed Islamic terrorists, Fulani terrorists. They wreaked havoc, and under the cover and protection of El-Rufai, they were operating freehand. To make the matter worse, El-Rufai hired enough hands to help tell the whole world that the victims of the terrorism in southern Kaduna under him, they were not victims. They were actually the aggressors. How can you be aggressors to those who came to meet you on your own indigenous land, ancestral land, the land of your own forebearers, armed, and started slaying and slaughtering people? And then you turn around to tell the whole world, they say, no, you are the aggressor. In fact, you are doing it because of the money people are going to donate for you, because you are a Christian. Oh, some Christian countries are going to give them money. I mean, the governor of a state that was supposed to be under attack of Islamic terrorists, Fulani terrorists, their governor began accusing the victims of being the aggressors. They are the ones who are those making all this trouble, and running to the media because Christian countries donate money to the victims of terror attacks in Nigeria. El-Rufai, as their governor, not only that he dismissed the problems they were facing, he actually accused them of creating the problems. El-Rufai said Southern Kaduna Christians were the ones who were burning their churches so that they can collect donation. I mean, that was their governor. But yet, he was able as well to mobilize enough Olori Burukus from across Nigeria, the educated Bele lecturers, to help keep propagating and say, El-Rufai, an amazing administrator. Man, you need to visit Kaduna. If you reach Kaduna now, oh my God, you need to blah, blah, blah. That didn't last. Because even in their own 2023 charade, APC, Egbekegbe, was resoundly rejected. To the point that El-Rufai started begging his fellow Islamic jihadists, especially Islamic jihadists, fanatics, from Kaduna, within Kaduna, and outside Kaduna. El-Rufai was praised by this terrorist. Why Southern Kaduna bombs? It was the best thing that ever happened to their Uthman Danfodio jihadist descendants. Is the development like Kaduna, Northern Kaduna is Kaduna. Southern Kaduna is not part of Kaduna. And whatever happened there, it is to help the people of Southern Kaduna. Killing them, taking over their communities, their villages, their farms, sending them to IDP camps, internally displaced persons camps, to these terrorists, Islamic terrorists from northern Nigeria. That El-Rufai is part of them, is to help those people. At least they were infidels anyway. So killings in Southern Kaduna to this Islamic terrorist from the Northern Kaduna and outside the Kaduna is only been exaggerated. Kinigan, what? Is it today that they are just killing people? Why are you exaggerating it? It's not that bad. You are only exaggerating it because you wanted the El-Rufai to look bad. Oh my God, we actually suffered those kind of gaslighting for 8 years for that Kaduna little fingers. But suddenly, the little finger didn't have his way inside the Kolu thiefnubu's illegitimate regime. And guess who was the antagonist who stopped El-Rufai from parading himself all about like Wirewike is currently doing? His own handpicked Fuji. I mean, they love that for cover up. After spending 8 wasteful years destroying people's lives and properties and livelihood, they still wanted their asses to be covered, never to be exposed. So therefore, they will fight tooth and nail to install a stooge, a cover as their successor. And they will do anything. They will move the mount, they will move the earth, and they will move heaven to ensure of that. All to cover all of their shady criminalities. But historically, they have never really succeeded in covering their asses because their excesses can only be merely tolerated by their own handpicked successors. There come the fights of control, the fight of freedom, kind of control and freedom. And that is what is playing out in Kaduna. But before that, El-Rufai, like I told you, by his paid as not to tell the world that he is in fact a potential presidential candidate, a future president of Nigeria. Well, it seemed that El-Rufai had been outplayed in his own game of treasury, because his name was forwarded as minister to the same National Assembly controlled by his own party, where all manner of illegality, criminality are produced. Their party has the majority. So why would they refuse him? Why would they reject him? It was so shocking until the report came later that he has always been considered a dangerous person, even by his own friends. All of these were just them trying to tolerate him, but now his excesses can no longer be tolerated. So it was a matter of time before he would start firing thiefnubu and thiefnubu's government. It was going to be a matter of time before he would begin to want to assert his authority over the stooge he installed. It was all going to be a matter of time. And as El-Rufai, somebody who has never really done any real job in his life, he's never successful in anything meaningful in his life, except for all those useless, never useful courses they always go to. Those 3 weeks, 2 weeks courses in Harvard, Oxford, where they went to go and get validation to present themselves as orators, administrators, managers of men, only for them to have the opportunity of actually reciprocating what they believe they must have learned from those places. Then their result comes back as abysmal failure, laced with self-aggrandizement, corruption, and name it. So yes, El-Rufai, for some reason, was able to put the woods over the eyes of the non-initiates. I'm talking about the few who are ignorant enough to see all those glossy, painted, stories put out there. While they are victims, they are real victims. El-Rufai, using the state instrument to attack the people of his own supposed states that he was supposed to protect, he decided to release them to the wolves they intentionally brought upon them. Then he turned around to victimize them. Tell me about if they teach them that in Harvard or Oxford and some of these Ivy League universities or whatever all over the world that they currently sort of flaunt on their different CVs. Come administration, they are born criminals. There's no amount of Harvard education or Harvard exposure. There's no amount of foreign exposure that will stop greedy people from ruining everything. That is beautiful. And that's exactly what El-Rufai represented. So like I said, it was a matter of time. He had no real job. Just like all your politicians. 99% of your politicians are bunch of jobless, careerless, nothing to show for rogues that will tell you they are doctors, they are this, they are that, they are engineers, they are this and that. But yet they are foisted on you a shithole. No apology, by the way. So let's go to it. About 3 weeks ago, Kaduna Littlefinger started moving mad, having been rejected by the National Assembly for God knows. They said El-Rufai was a security threat. They didn't say more than that. How could I be a security threat? Who told you that? Sonny, the clown. The guy, he used all his might to install so that he could cover his ass. Had chosen otherwise, he was out to show to everybody who El-Rufai is. and possibly get his own supposed freedom, so that El-Rufai will no longer be in any way influential into whatever will happen in Kaduna. Don't ignore that. But I have once told all of us here on this platform, because I do believe that, all right, that if all of us understand that the enemy we are against, the establishment, which comprises of everyone from every part of Nigeria, when you look at the basket of the establishment in Nigeria, all religion are part of them, all tribes and ethnic nationalities are part of them. They are like a coven of evil people that could only survive on evil. So when you understand the magnitude, when you understand the level of power at the disposal of these criminals, and you begin to look beyond your typical individualism, some of us believe that when you look at all these criminals, sometimes you see them as individuals that could be dealt with, especially the ones that you have sort of established what they represent. But in the long run, you will realize that the coven, the establishment in Nigeria, that comprises every demography, when you, like I said, ethnic or religion or class or creed, the establishment comprises that. So when you now realize that the establishment protects their own, it's like a swamp. And you know that in a swamp, you have all kinds of things in there. You've got reptiles, you've got, like a swamp, a skanking swamp. Okay, that is what the establishment in Nigeria is. It is beyond just the politicians. You have your pastors, your bishops, your imams, your sheikhs, your obas, your obis, your sultan, your emirs. You've got your village head. You've got the market head. You've got community head. You've got different kind of these that have their own, the establishments as their representative in there. So it's a conglomeration of, all kind of crawly character in a swamp. And if you really want to, for any reason, if you really want to drain that swamp, and you do not have the resources to drain it, sometimes self-destruct button, which the overconfident establishment always keep, they always keep that aside on their side. And the self-destruct button is when they begin to destroy themselves internally. And you build on that because they have to self-destruct the weakness, because the strength of the establishment comes from the reward that is accruing from it. So those limited, crooked people that cut across all this clan I've told you. Seriously, the reward is really, really good. Nobody gets punished per se. Or if they can destroy themselves from within, and then you are enlightened enough, educated enough, never to reinforce them or re-empower them, having known who they are and the damages they have actually caused, then yeah, we can take on the establishment and get rid of it. Yeah, you can challenge the status quo and change it. And that's why it is important to pay attention to all of this, not to celebrate it, not to laugh at it, not to feel like it's a win in any way. It is not. And the reason why they still get rewarded is because few of us are aware the danger that these guys truly represent without putting our emotions into it, just using the facts and figures. And then you do not want to secretly let your emotion override the facts. And then you reinforce the criminals, who becomes even more powerful. You get what I mean? So who else would tell us, and then we will believe that El-Rufai is not just an incompetent criminal, okay? It was in fact a wasteful, fanatic, a wasteful criminal that plunged generations of Kaduna. What do you call yourself in Kaduna? Kaduna, it's Abi Kadunans. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you are from Kaduna State, see that space, right? El-Rufai, like Bokwari did in the 8 years of their, terror-infested regime, the future of 4, 5 generations, 6, 7 generations of anybody born inside that Nigeria have been traded off, mortgaged by Bokwari's government. But for the people of Kaduna, the little finger, Kaduna little finger has managed to plunge the future of the young and the old in the abyss of indebtedness. Not the debt that Kaduna can pay, by the way. Part of the lies they told people was that El-Rufai had attracted so much investment to Kaduna. Let me tell you this. They told the world that the Kaduna's, listen to this, so they said Kaduna's annual IGR before El-Rufai was 13 billion. And El-Rufai borrowed money to build some buildings and roads and all of that. And he has improved the IGR of Kaduna State to annually 63 billion naira. Okay. 63 billion naira IGR. Well, that's not bad, but that's very bad. If you actually have sense, I'll tell you. Kaduna State relies on federal allocation. And in a year, Kaduna makes, at least averagely, Kaduna makes around 100, between 100 and 150 billion naira a year from the federal allocation, including local government money. And El-Rufai that borrowed money to bring CardFest, Kaduna investment. They were doing a drama then. Where people were making bags, people making shoes. They will bring them and display them in a Kaduna fair under El-Rufai so that they can cook the figure, they can cook the book and tell you investors are just flocking to Kaduna, a terrorist state under a terror sympathizer, El-Rufai. There was no investor coming to any goddamn Kaduna. If they probably had a chance of going to Kaduna, it will be the southern Kaduna terrorized by El-Rufai. I am not making this up. It was a dry run, but they were cooking the book until this guy came in and he said El-Rufai lied to all of them. In fact, Kaduna is in debt. So they wanted to shut him up, like, shut up your mouth. What about he left you liability? What about assets? What about assets? What about the IGR? They live for Kaduna. Person will be governor of Kaduna talk say, want it a future I want. They don't sell their future. You wait there, Ogbomoso. Abiolori Bruku etowani clothing pe yano paja. You are saying, what about assets? Asset that Kaduna is going to be using over 75% of their own monthly allocation from Abuja to pay debts. The future president of Nigeria, the jihadist El-Rufai, ran his state ground. And for those ones, like the contract he awarded, if you do want about 2-3 kilometers of road, they will take the picture, they will gloss it, edit it to look so great, and tell you that was what he did in Abuja. oh, he changed the face of Abuja. Well, he didn't forget that his family, including 6-month-old boy, was going to be allocated piece of land in Abuja, courtesy. His papa happened to be the Federal Capital Territory Minister. I feel you think we don't forget. Same thing played out in Abuja, Kaduna. It was so bad that they now realize that some of the properties of the Kaduna state government have been naturally sold as scraps by El-Rufai. But they would have covered all of that up. You wouldn't have heard anything if El-Rufai did not start the move where his own supposed loyalists in Kaduna are telling Sonny, the governor, that he will only do one term. He's not showing enough respect to the Malam. He will only do one term. He will never do second term. They know what they did to make him governor. He did not win. No. But anyway, he's now not loyal. So they always accuse him of not being loyal. So the guy just broke the old box or the bottle and told the whole world that, let me tell you this, $583 million loan. That nobody knows what El-Rufai used the $583 million for. Yes, Kaduna took the money. Okay? In fact, part of the money was where the this one will be Joko. $583 million loan taken by Kaduna. 350 million of that money was actually loan given to consultants. They gave $50 million loan to Kaduna so that Kaduna could pay consultants that would help and advise the Kaduna state government on how to invite and attract investors. $50 million. They paid $50 million loan. Kaduna borrowed $50 million loan. And that money was paid to a consultant. And that consultant was to put together an idea of how to generate drinking water for the people of Kaduna. So the consultant that withdrew the map collected 50 million, borrowed money, $50 million. All of this were released and they were like, so where is the money they borrowed? The money was paid to people as consultant fee. Then Kaduna now owes over 88 billion naira. Anyway, the Shah said, Kaduna no they generate any 63 or 65 billion naira every year. The total revenue Kaduna is generating every month was put at this Sonny guy who said Kaduna is only generating between 1 billion and 1.5 billion naira. There's nothing like Kaduna they generate. How much did they say they were generating again? I think they said Kaduna was generating 5 billion. That was what they said. But that's not true. It's a lie. Kaduna is broke, almost bankrupt. Then the guy can't go Borono, go tell people of Borono that thiefnubu is paying subsidy secretly. And that is why the economy is in problem. thiefnubu is using money from the foreign reserve to defend the Naira. They have withdrawn over $2 billion in the last 29 days alone to defend the Naira. And that is why it is not reflecting. Naira is going down. Inflation is going up. Food prices are going up. So what is missing? Because it is voodoo economy. El-Rufai said that in he said that in Borono, in Maiduguri, just 2 days ago. And boom, the Kaduna state government, the Kaduna state House of Assembly, they have now decided to probe El-Rufai's government and time, Jerry, because even the ongoing project in the state that El-Rufai said Sonny should complete. Apart from the fact that El-Rufai have taken pictures on the partly completed, some of the partly completed projects, but they are not completed. They said that alone is 115 projects that El-Rufai is owing. And when you put all of the money together, it is over 400 billion naira. These are people that El-Rufai signed an awarded contract of this, contract of that, but didn't pay them. He expected his successor to pay them, even when the debt of the state is already taking 75% of their allocation. So all of this they would have kept behind. Here you get, if this El-Rufai has not started mingling with who they believe are opposition and is up to something. So the State House of Assembly now want to probe them. I know. That's what you see here. That's my brother. Is Lloyd. So Lloyd be like, I make the El-Rufai's name sound like his name. I mean, what would you call him? Little Finger, or what is his real name again, Seth? Omo, you are right, oh. I only know that El-Rufai is El-Rufai. What is his Nasiru? Nasiru. Anyway, it doesn't really matter anyway. Now all of them know say, if they grab me, it is going to be a long time away. So that is why I can use my freedom now to speak the way I want. You should do the same. Okay? Don't live in that mental, sort of a mental bondage where you feel like, because people used to say that to me, like, if they arrest you now, you are calling him thiefnubu. You see, all of you, all this freedom of speech that you have, you are calling him thiefnubu, you are calling him bokwari, you are calling him Mumari. That's why I told people who are like coming to me like, if they arrest you now, they will say it's a fundamental human right. It's my right, shut up. This is my right to do what I'm doing. Okay? Why are you calling him Sanwo-Iku? You are calling him Bewiri Daniel. I've got so many names. So Ibikunle Oma Mushi or Irokunle Oma Mushi, Aregbe Mugbo Baba Kabiru. Like all of that. So some people were like, can't you just call their normal name? Because if they now arrest you now, people will be saying this or that. You are spoiling their name. Say, like, do you really love me that much? Because I know you don't love me. There is no Agbadorian that will genuinely love me. Let's be honest. Here you get. Like if you see any Buhari idiot, a side barbarian, or a bad idiot, or a bad stud that says, oh, my ego, I love you. I say, come on, shut up. They don't like me, I don't like them. And we know they lie to ourselves. But once in a while, they come here to come and try and use emotion. Like say they care for me. You don't care for me. A lot of you actually wanted me gone. So I then told myself that before I am gone, I use my freedom properly. Speak my mind now. You know, they say, speak now or remain silent forever. Say, I will speak now. It is a freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. I say, but do you know that your freedom after speech is not guaranteed? I said, we'll discuss that one when we get to that stage. But man, I use the freedom of speech first. At least let me use it first. So I've got a lot of names for them. And that's why I said when if they finally have their way, like they do have their way with a lot of Nigerians who can't help themselves. Some of you didn't even say anything. You are a victim. Or you don't know that this economic hardship is a man-made hardship. It is not God. It is not because you are a sinner. It is not because you are not hardworking, even though we can't know because there's no work. A person will get work that they find out if it's hardworking or it's not hardworking. And that's why I don't like that label, lazy. Oh, my ego Nigerians are lazy, Jare. They don't want to do anything. I don't really like that label per se, because some of you will not even do what you want them to do. I know you're like helping them. I'm trying to help them. I'm only trying to help. Some of you won't do what you ask them to do. And if they actually have the same opportunity like you, do you know they won't do that job? Because now they take idea, say, so I don't like that label. Okay? See, you're not hardworking. Where is the work? So now rate if I'm hardworking or soft working, whether I'm hardworking or lazy. I'm just saying. You need to know that the economic hardship that you are facing in Nigeria, or a threat of it, is not because you are a sinner. It's not because you are not prayerful enough. It's not because you are not closer to God enough. They are man-made. And they are called economic war in some better climate. Economic war, if an household can no longer take care of their own bills, that is economic war. And the people who wage economic war are two: either the incompetence and corruption of those in government, or some cartel taking advantage of that corruption. And then the result is going to be like there's no amount of prayers or prayer points or whatever you are putting for. There's no amount of work. You see what they say? They say women always pray for hardworking. Oh, Heavenly Father, I pray to you. I am looking for a very, very handsome, tall, dark, hardworking man, very hardworking man to come and take care of me. But when they see people where they dig conga, I say, Eunice, I don't find husband for you. Now conga, the guy they drill. They will say, I reject it in Jesus' name. God punish you. Now you go marry person where they dig conga. I thought you wanted an hardworking man. Man, how do you actually make this work then? You get what I mean? It is not because you are not smart enough. The economy is rigged against you. And it is man-made. So if you do have anyone you want to go after, you will go after those who make that happen, or those who allow that to happen. Because you see, I call it economic jihad because anything that is against the safety, the comfort of my family, myself and my family, a threat to their living standard, is a threat to my life. Is it anything that is a threat to the lives of my family that way is war. Whoever is behind that, whoever are those who are behind it, right? I will see them as my automatic enemies. I don't need anyone to explain that to me. So I can see where my problem is. And I can go after them. So, the future is sold by the criminals who are, they told themselves that they have the war chest for years to come. Any election, even their own children can never suffer. And they guaranteed all of this by stealing the future of those who will be unfortunate not to come from their family. I mean, it's going to be like you're unfortunate not to come from the El-Rufai's family. So use your freedom rightly. When you have the chance of living, you see, all of us are going to die. Now, I think a lot of people are beginning to say, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. Why? Why are you having a panic attack? Oh, you said we are all going to die. Of course we're going to die. I just don't know when. Why are you having a panic attack? Because you hear that all of us are going to die. You at least try and live first. Live first. Be alive. Do not let your fear of what is going to happen to you, if you decide to be a free-minded person, somebody who speaks his mind and believes everything he sees right. So I encourage people to live first. And I remember when the member of this platform came and he said, Mayegun, you said something the other day and you kept repeating that again and again, and it is for us to be much aware of our environment. You need to be, being smart has to do with understanding or learning how to read the room. You learn when to talk. You learn when to keep quiet. You learn when to just observe, or you learn when to pretend to be absent-minded, kind of. The ability to read the room, observe your environment, read very well your actions. Do not regret your actions or find out about what you are about to do only when you have done them. They are so helpful when it is time for you to judge characters who are part of the weapons fashioned against you. Anyone that is anywhere contributing to the hardship that a lot of you and your families have been subjected to, whether you are supporting them or you are not supporting them, it doesn't really matter. You will be a victim of an established system, which is more like a weapon fashioned against you. So what do when you go to your deliverance service and it tells you to read Psalm, I don't know, but it has something to do like, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper, this and that star, right? And then you follow that up with some other kind of, sayings that gives you reassurance that indeed, even if they fashion any weapon against you, they will never succeed because you are fortified and you've got Jesus, right? These are those fashioned against you. And in part, from Kaduna to Owerri, from Abakaliki to Makodi, from Maiduguri to Agodi in Ibadan, or Alagbaka in Akure to what do you call that your place in Oshogbo again? The characters that are contributing their own big, small quota into dipping us inside this perpetual poverty, they are those who you should pay attention to. Why? Once their own internal strides or internal rancor, self-destruct button are pressed, you should never, for the life of you, give them back life by being the typical Nigerians. Who are the typical Nigerians? Typical Nigerians are those who will tell you they know all the problems of Nigeria. We all know all the problems. What's the solution? These are hypocrites, sort of deceivers who lives in denial. They will quickly ask you, we know all of these things. What is the solution? On the one hand, then when you turn around and you say this, and that, like they should be in jail, facing crime against humanity, crime against their country, treason against their supposed country. They should be fired or jailed. And that's when you begin to see those asking you for solution. What is the solution? They say, no. That's not a solution. That's not a solution. Seyi Makinde is still better. It's a preferred thief. Is doing fine. My own thief is still better than these people thief. So if we want to kill all of the thieves in Nigeria, I think I prefer we keep my own thieves. Because my own thieves are God-fearing. My own thieves, they are allergies. My own thieves are deacons. Oh, my own thieves are Yorubas. So let us kill other thieves and leave Yorubas. My thieves are better than your thief. Is the reason why you do not try to tell solution to a typical Nigerian. He is a liar. Just like the existence of that Nigeria too. A pure fabrication of lie that lasted too longer than they all planned. Nigeria. What is the solution? It's not because they are interested. They are not interested in any solution. Because if the solution says, deal with the criminals who have brought this upon us and free ourselves from the shackles of this mental slavery. No, don't do it that way. No, that's not the solution, Mayegu. Okay, what's the solution? I don't know. I just thought that's not the best solution, okay? Because listen, I mean, let us be honest, then grammar will start. Why that is not possible. Kill all those criminals. Take their, kill their political careers to the point that they do not have that kind of power over you anymore. Kill them. Take everything they've taken from you. I think that is debatable. Because I know that, typical Nigerian, they do not want that solution. Because they are waiting for their turn. Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. When is it going to be your turn? Okay, maybe after my turn, we can talk about how to cleanse Nigeria. Oh no, maybe after the turn of my son hasn't been part of it. Maybe after my son, then you can talk about cleaning it. The greed and selfishness of individuals. That is why they told you, your criminal leaders, they are the true reflection of majority of you inside that contraption. And that's why they always have people to defend them. Imagine a victim of a misgoverned country telling you that you do not know what you are talking about. And you look there like, really? Are you sure? Because you are not talking about the criminals that he is associated with. They are his mentor. El-Rufai, Sonwoiku, Amoshi, Bewiri Danieli, even Muhammadu Bokwari, Isa pandemic, Malamu Neo, who else is there? Let me tell you something. These guys, including thiefnubu, the Jaga Wiri, the Jaga Banditi, the Jaga Addicti, Ashiwaju àwọn olè, Ashiwaju àwọn àgbẹ̀, right? It's a role model to many wannabe callers. There are many wannabe callers. So what solution are you bringing to them that they should jail their mentors? No, they won't do that. That's far-fetched. So Nigerians love their oppressors differently. But for the good of all, it is always very ideal to continue to put this before all of us, okay? So that we can all know, say we know what we do. Nobody can claim ignorance. Oh, and I didn't know. Oh, I wish I knew, Sha. Shut up your mouth, you knew. You always knew. It's because your preference for your own typical Nigerian in you allow you to lie. Lie. Oh yeah, lie to me. That you did not know. Oh, I never knew that. Oh, I wish. How come we are just knowing this? Oh, really? Come on, put up the act. Oh, yeah, let's pretend that we didn't know. That's why we have to do this. So that you can stop pretending that you did not know. That you are an enabler or somebody who pretended to be sitting on the fence and very quick to jump down from the fence once from the fence once one of your own criminal mentor, I've been a mentor, is mentioned and they have to be sacrificed for the cleansing of Nigeria. No, don't do that. Then you have an opinion. Then you are politically correct. Then you begin to look for respect. Don't you have respect? Don't you have home training? Is that how you were raised? Well, this showed to us that this is how you were raised. I mean, I remember when people used to say that to me. They said, I don't get respect. Don't you have home training? You cannot be talking to older people who are old enough to be your grandparents. Are you serious? So I lack home training for calling out career criminals, young and old. I mean, no get home training for calling them out because I'm not respectfully calling them out. Sir, call you, sir. Sir, please, sir, now. I will even start calling you, sir. Because look at it this way. It goes both ways. In fact, I am a very good example of a proper upbringing. Yeah, I am. Because I could have joined them. Because I don't know who raised these people. I don't know their parents. Listen to me. Nigerian criminals from the east to the north, from the middle belt to midwest, from Niger Delta, to the southwest. You all have all the criminals. We are all well represented in this criminal enterprise. Don't deny that. Yeah, we are all represented in this criminal enterprise. And I have said this before, even though we might be pointing out the marginalization here, marginalization there, the state-sponsored profiling of the Igbos, these are established facts. But two facts, two truths can coexist. The second truth is this: there is no part of Nigeria that is not marginalized. No single part. The Shege is well democratized. Now, all of our people make up the total number of the poverty capital of the world, which Bokwari made Nigeria. We all share in all of this. We are all marginalized by the system that continues what? To victimize our own citizens. So you are not spared. Nobody is spared. And that is why when you look at those who are perpetrating this on us, have you ever asked yourselves, who are their parents? How were they raised? What kind of home training did they give to these your politicians? Did their parents raise them to be murderers? To be ritualists? Drinking and bathing with human blood for power? To be kleptomaniacs? Cold-hearted criminals who will loot the public resources and watch the same public suffer in agony? Who raised them? Is that a proper home training? Would you say your politicians are given proper home training to do this to you? Did their parents raise them to do this to us? Is this a sign of good home training? No? So you should never in your life ever have anything to say to me and say I lack home training while I'm talking about born criminals that you are celebrating in Nigeria. They put the pictures of their parents up. Oh, my mother, Ashage, you raised me well. You did a lot for us. You suffered for us. When our papa died, you raised all 11 of us. They are praising their mother. And a lot of you are just like, oh, yeah, tata to be more. I want Yaoshi to be more. I want Baba Were to be more. I want Dambo Roba. Because that's exactly what it should be. You don't look at me and say, I have to respect those criminals. So Martini. The people stop saying that to me. I lack home training. They don't say that to me anymore. They now said I am proud. Some said I am arrogant. It doesn't matter. For every action, there is an expected, counter or opposite reaction. I cannot be talking about your role models, born criminals. Now you are not going to look for something to sell to me too. You lack home training. Thank you. Like your criminal leaders. Mine is fair. It's not hurting you. I am not hurting people. I am not hurting you. I am trying to put balm to soothing your pain and at the same time letting you understand where that pain is coming from. I am your friend. It doesn't matter if you see it that way or not. That is why you are watching this. So that a lot of you will know what you need to know. And if you want to lie to yourself, and all of us can begin to lie to us and pretend that we didn't know, and then you will know that all of us know what they do. It's either you are waiting for your turn, or you are a born awaiting criminal. There's no two way to it. Yeah? So the people of Kaduna would now have to wait for more revelations on how El-Rufai bankrupted Kaduna. So that to them, maybe this can help them to destroy his political chance of upstaging thiefnubu. It is always all about next election for these criminals, never about the next generation. And that is why, from the Bloomberg report, which has been working very, very well on on supposed finance provided by the APC, but for some reason, they were able to come out today and tell all of us that, well, listen, Tinubu's policies that we told you is working. Last month, this was in March, Nigeria Naira was reported as the worst performing currency in the world. Well, rightly so. And that was when they said they were doing the floating of the Naira. So after floating and everything went south, Nigeria Naira became 1,000 Naira to, 1,900 Naira to $1. That was alarming. So what did they do? Let us go and take some money from here and there and then subsidize the exchange rate. Okay? And let us hope we could possibly, turn the tide, turn the ship from eating the economic iceberg. And that's exactly what they did. I don't know how much they have spent, but Bloomberg just told us now that Nigeria has withdrawn over $2.2 billion and $96 million from the Nigerian Foreign Reserve to defend the Naira. And this, according to Bloomberg, is actually a massive withdrawal that has never happened to the Nigerian Foreign Reserve in the last 4 years. The last 4 years, according to them, Nigeria has never withdrawn money from their forex like that. And according to the IMF, they said that Nigeria has about $32 billion. Before now, according to them as well, they said Nigeria had $34 billion. From that $34 billion in Nigeria's foreign reserve, Buhari's government already took a loan with Morgan Chase of America and then Goldman Sachs of America. Nobody knows what they did with the money, but they took about $7.5 billion. Oh dear. It was actually about $18 billion. But the way they worked it, they issued a treasury bond, which eventually, when it matures after 5 years, JP Morgan Chase, right? Goldman Sachs, they can come and take that part of the money. But there is a particular one which was actually like cash. JP Morgan gave Emefiele of Nigeria, gave Nigeria Central Bank $500 million. That's JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs gave $7 billion to Nigeria. And it was given to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And the collateral they used was the Nigerian Foreign Reserve at the time. If we don't pay you this money, go and take our foreign reserve, no worry. So IMF now said, with all these existing commitments, Nigeria still have control over their money. And if nothing is done, genuinely done, economically in Nigeria, their money will be gone soon. And even the value of that $32 billion can only help Nigeria 6 months import. Your money there is actually like your own sort of a credit rating, sort of, right? So if Nigeria need to import things, that's for the next 6 months. That's how long the foreign reserve can cover. After that, Nigeria ceases to exist if nothing is done. And from that money is what Tinubu and Adobe, they have taken out $2 billion and $98 million. To defend the Naira, so that you can read it in the newspaper tomorrow. the Nigerian Naira is now 1,000 Naira to $1. Of that, the dollars they were given out to their BDC and the rest of them generally is not reflecting. The importation and every other thing that Nigeria still depends on, which El-Rufai also told us Nigeria has been paying subsidy. We don't know how much subsidy they have paid to Dangote as we speak. He has agreed to help them sell cheap diesel. So even at that, once they sell some millions of liters of cheap diesel, that too will kind of make it look like things are going to get cheaper since all this, you know what I mean? It is all scheme, it's all scam. It is all an attempt that to cover up some other shady, dirty things they are doing secretly that will always have the economic impact sooner or later. They know what they are doing. You should know what they are doing too. And I just told you one of them. And you have to have an idea what that simply means. It simply means that they will continue to cover up and patch up until they can't patch up anymore. And Bloomberg said, if they continue this, una withdraw over $2 billion. Dollars or non naira in 29 days. See. How many days do I know? Don't come. How many days do you have in a year? Coming up. 30 days are September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31, excepting February alone, which has 28 days and 29 days on each leap year. 365 days next. Yes. 365 days in a year. 365 days. And in 29 days of trying to bring Nigeria Naira down to what you are seeing now, artificially, Nigeria spent 2 billion. Oh yeah, do the math. Chongbo. Do the math. How much do you think is going to take them to keep it at that or reduce it further for the rest of the year? But actually, currency gains value when production increases and the demand for it also increases. That is how currencies gain value. Not through speculation and cover up, abracadabra, buyback. All of this, even if they were tried, I have economists on this platform. Tell me if I am lying. Okay? Because one thing I kind of love about my life is that I am not somebody who knows everything. But Baba, I do my best to know something about everything. That's not an attempt to say you know everything. No, don't try to know everything. Nobody can know everything. Can there be? So I don't want to say that as a matter of fact. Can somebody know everything? No, I don't think so. Anyway, my brain or the average human brain can know everything. But here is the trick. Try to know something about everything that you come across. So important. So that at least you have an idea and you can dig in from that your little idea. It does help. It works for me. In this case. So we'll continue. And that is the Nigerian government, according to people who I have researched, though, they said that idea is not bad, though. If your economy want to begin to act funny, there are some measures, okay, that you have to put in place. And those measures, right, they are temporary, or else you are going to run your country aground. For example, cost of living that you know you can't really help. Then you can subsidize food supply. You can subsidize all over the world. In the UK here, they subsidize our food. In the UK here, Then they subsidize our petrol and all of that. But not be seen all the time. No. But they have a way of subsidizing them for us. Some of them, they subsidize them from the source by reducing the tariff those people pay, especially if they have to bring those things into the UK. So the UK government will reduce the tariff so that the amount of money we will pay will not be like, because traders don't really care. They can always put the cost on you, the consumers, right? And you, the consumers, are the citizens who are going to scream and say, what is the government doing? What is the government doing to help us? We are starving. We are hungry. So those measures are called subsidy. And they do help. There are those ones that you have to do temporarily. There are some you have to do like medium term, which means you can be like, you have to do them for like a straight 6 months or sometimes a year. There are long-term one, which is like permanent one. So once you get a temporary one going, you're already working on the medium one. Once the medium one is in place to take care of it, you would stop the temporary one straight away. So you begin to save. Then while the medium one is in effect, right? You can say, okay, this medium process is going to last for 2 years, okay? So before it matures, right, your longer plan is already in play. You get that now? So with that, you can actually bring your country back from the brink of economic collapse. But thiefnubu didn't do that. In fact, right before your very eyes, they were spraying themselves money. They were splashing the money about. They were like, I'm talking about billions of dollars, so trillions of naira. They were sharing it around and the money was gone for a country that has none. Are you with me? So they didn't really care. And when they now felt like the whole ceiling was collapsing, crashing down, they now withdrawn their own policy secretly. The one they did, I mean, the policy they announced with so much fanfare, they had to secretly withdraw it. And when they withdrawn back and, back to their scheming, old, crooked way, hoping that you won't notice and you won't feel it. And that is why the dollar is reducing. What you have in the whole communities or in the whole country right now is that, a bag of rice has come down to 54,000. Where? My neighbor just bought 2 now. Where is your neighbor? Tell us where. Where did you buy it? Abeokuta. Where in Abeokuta? I cannot release the info now. I cannot release it online. No. You do not know that the abubu sellers have been unleashed on you. So start telling you news like this to make you feel like, okay, they said this is, but meanwhile, the real figure shows that the inflation has gone up. Because it's true. The Naira dollar that is, they told you, coming down is artificial. It is not organic. It is not the economy reacting. Nothing has happened in your economy that you can say. Your national grid continue to collapse. Dakudaji. What exactly would you say they have done physically that you can say as sort of, transcend or transformed into some level of power and strength behind the Naira? Nothing, other than they were taking money to defend the Naira by giving dollars to people who need the dollar and selling it to them how much they want to sell it to them. Not the dollar made from production in the country, money from your foreign reserve, money saved there before they came in. They are taking it to defend this so that they can look good to you. Now you have to start asking everybody, where did they sell rice for 50,000? Where did you buy your own Indomie for 11,000? They said Indomie has come down. They said Kiniko has come down, but not in my own area. How come? Oh, it must be the traders. These our people. They are the heartless people. Our people are very, very heartless. Dollar is coming down now. When dollar was going up, they kept increasing and increasing and increasing. Dollar is coming down now. They are not reducing it because a lot of you will see somebody say that online. You do not know. They are the propagandists that will make you feel so stupid, confused, and then they help you point fingers. Who to blame? Why the price of food is not coming down? Not because of those who are performing the voodoo economy. Not them. A lot of you need a lot to know about that, okay? I have actually been talking for the past 75 minutes. That's quite a number. Let's take it a bit further where I can take a bit of break in between. After El-Rufai's days, listen to what your supposed the finance minister had to say. He is lying, but this is how they talk. And this is how they tell people what they wanted to hear. And if you disagree, that means you didn't wish Nigeria well. You don't wish Nigeria well. You always love bad news. Why do you always love bad news about Nigeria? Instead of us to be happy. Instead of us to be happy that Nigeria Naira is coming down. But if it is bad news, they are talking to you. That is why this guy still has a job as a minister.
Of the World Bank, IMF group, and of course it's a gathering of the international elite, the international financial elite. We have the multilateral development institutions, World Bank, IMF, but also the bilaterals, the UK, the US, Germany, Europe. We have all those around the table discussing issues of, together with, of course, the developing countries. And on the agenda is development, is climate change, how to end extreme poverty, and of course, how to garner the resources internationally in order to achieve those goals. But secondly, and perhaps most importantly, the economic team of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is here to showcase the progress so far of his bold, courageous, and strategic reforms of the Nigerian economy in order to get it stabilized and get investment in to get it growing again. So, of course, we are here to emphasize what has been done so far. We've all seen what has happened in terms of stabilizing the exchange rate, and inflation, though it's still ticking up, is headed in the right direction. If you look closely at the numbers that came out yesterday, you'll see that there is a slowing of the rate of increase of food inflation. So things are moving in the right direction. Government revenues are up, even oil revenues are up, though not as much as we would like. So we're here really to present what the president has done so far and give an indication of what is to come. And I think also to give a sense of the optimism that is really the mood in Nigeria right now. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So obviously the administration of President Bola Tinubu has been receiving a lot of accolades from IMF and World Bank, as you have noted, in the direction. But what's next as you go there? You go there to present, okay, some of the fruits of the reforms. Of course, we are still expecting more as Nigerians. We still need a whole lot more. But what's next? What do you hope to come back home with as you begin conversations?
Thank you. Certainly. What is next is what matters most, and there's still a long way to go. We have seen some good signs of recovery, good signs that we're going in the right direction, but there is much more is needed before we get to achieving the real goal of Mr. President, which is growing the economy and reducing poverty. And for that, we need resources. We're here to sit around the table with financiers, multilaterals that have cheap financing, grant financing, even bilaterals, as well as to encourage investors. The important thing about these conversations here is that the world is watching, and a lot of investors, they take their cue from the kind of reactions and statements that come out from these types of gatherings. So as you've noticed, there have been very, very positive statements made about the progress that has been made, given the types of policies that have been implemented so far to come and invest in Nigeria. And we always emphasize the interest is in domestic investment, domestic Nigerians investing in the Nigerian economy, as well as, of course, foreigners who want to invest and add value are welcome.
So you also speak for Africa, Minister, because in the last IMF World Bank meeting, you were made heading the African ministers, finance ministers. So what is the agenda?
Nuisance, Lily.
You know why he's smiling zobo zobo? Now, mad people, they smile like that, okay? When they tell you that already be zobo zobo. Like that. What is his name again? I forgot his name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, your minister. They are so happy to be taking economic advice from World Bank and IMF, despite the horrible experiences of Africans and African countries in the hand of these two global organizations, in helping the criminal government across Africa to further impoverish their own citizens, putting them in perpetuity of indebtedness, poverty. Come on. A lot of people were advising these African criminal leaders, stop taking economic advice from IMF and World Bank. The idea of Africans to go and devalue their money for peanuts called loans, when their resources are given to them in exchange for these paltry sums called loans, with FT, horrible conditions that will put generations into perpetual poverty. But if Tinubu has no legitimacy, there is no real investor who wants to sit down with a drug dealer and a Boko Haram sympathizer. Because you remember, the terrorists that bombed Madala on the Christmas Day bombing of 2010, I remember, I think. Kabiru Shokoto, when he was declared wanted for escaping from the police custody, guess where he was? Inside the government house, Governor's Lodge, Borno State Governor's Lodge in Abuja. And who was the governor at the time? The man that organized the kidnapping of school children, Chibok girls. And he is your current vice president. And if Kolu dies, he will become your president. Who is going to take their real money to such places? To such place? Why would I want to take my legit money to a place where it's actually like criminals' den? I can't loan them money if it's going to bring me a very good return, especially if they don't care to pay me that much. And that is why the only people who are interested in coming to do anything with Nigeria are those who are coming to borrow you money. And on that front, Tinubu he's done very well for himself. They have managed to convince some people in America and around the world to give them $7 billion. And they have issued them treasury bond. Federal bond. That will pay you the money back in a year time with 18% interest. All over the world, even the United States of America, the one they believe is more, if you buy the United States of America's bond, they believe it's one of the most profitable. Excuse me. They are the most profitable and they give you the interest of 4%. 4%. Nigeria is promising those who give them just free hot cash. But the money is gone. They've spent the money. So maybe they will just have to go into the Nigerian Foreign Reserve when those people come back for their money, where they are expecting 18% of their investment. So this money wasn't invested in anything in Nigeria. They used it to defend the Naira. They gave the money to themselves. And then, yeah, I was talking about some steps you have to kind of make to show that whatever economic problems that Nigeria is facing, right? There are temporary measure, medium measure, and a long-term measure. Mid-term, long-term, short-term, mid-term, long-term measure. Security, there's nothing that will happen to Nigeria Naira genuinely, except all this artificial stuff, right? There is nothing, nothing to happen to Nigeria Naira as long as the terrorism industry in Nigeria is still flourishing. Lebanese got in some security money for bandits. I told you, go on TikTok, you will see a lot of bandits. They're living the normal life like some of you, even better one, compared to what they are flexing with. Can you flex with the supposed your victim like these guys? Only in Nigeria. Now, we now hear that some of the expatriates in Nigeria, when you call them expatriates, okay, Lebanese and the rest of them, right, like that, working or operating in Nigeria, as they were usually paying money to the Nigerian police to give them special protection and all that. Well, the bandits, as officially as representative of the terror in Nigeria, they are collecting their own supposed protection money, or else Oma kidnap or expatriating you. Take a look at this one.
Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil ga bature a hili da hannu da hannu. Allahu akbar. Allahu akbar. Kumari ya sai wahila.
That is very real. Okay? If the man doesn't pay us security money, we'll just take him away. That's what they're saying. And that is Nigeria. The rest of the world is saying that. There is no way you can tell the world that Nigeria or Tinubu's reform is working in the face of insecurity. Insecurity that has already enveloped, and I mean, Nigeria has places in northern Nigeria where they call ungoverned areas. Ungoverned, that means government is no longer there and they will never be there. They've considered the entire place to the bandits, as they call them, but they are terrorists. But Tinubu's policies are working, right? On the other side, I picked this up yesterday, and they said it is the confession of the Yoruba nation agitators that invaded Oyo State House of Assembly. Now, this is actually interesting, okay? It is in Yoruba, and I need somebody to help me sort of do your best, okay? Type it in the comment section, the little interpretation you can give to it, okay? Baba, this is what they told them would happen when they declared Democratic Republic of the Yorubas dry. Yara dry. This is what their supposed president told them. As of me, this is not an opolo, and I will believe you. Tell me this is not a mental problem. Okay? And I will believe you. Until then, take a look at this.
Òmìnira Yorùbá 2022. Àti ṣe simulation ìyẹn tí lọ bí year 2022 la ṣe simulation. Okay. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a ṣe sáà yẹn tán. So wọ́n náà bá gbé wọ United Nations. Ṣùgbọ́n yẹn dúró fún referendum. So àwọn ti process yẹn lọ. Àwa ò sí níbẹ̀, àwa ò mọ àdẹ̀ríra wa rí. Orí WhatsApp láti máa ń ṣe meeting Ìgbòrà ládùúgbò mi.
Okay, ṣé ibẹ̀ ni níbo lẹ ti máa ń ṣe meeting Ìgbòrà?
Anyway láti máa ṣe gbà náà lè ṣe ní ọ̀dọ̀ mi.
Okay. Báwo lẹ ṣe wá gba gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ lò? Ṣé ẹ̀yin náà wà lára àwọn tó gbé wọn?
Mo gbé wọn torí mi ò mọ̀ yín.
Wọ́n sá fún táwọn ọlọ́pàá fi ń lé yín tó fi di pé wọ́n ń yìn níbọn lẹ́sẹ̀.
Ìgbà tí a wà lẹ́nu.
Wọ́n sọ pé inú igbó kan ni wọ́n ti rí yín.
Inú igbó náà ti lọ báyìí mi. Èmi àti ẹnìkan bẹ̀yìn. Nígbà tí a wà lẹ́nu ibẹ̀ yẹn, a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbọ́rọ̀ ìbọn láti sàlẹ̀ láti ìlú géètì lọ́hùn. Irú ìbọn yẹn pọ̀ gan. Láti gbọ́rọ̀ ìbọn. Ṣàtàwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wà níbi náà tí ìbọn bá wa ṣe. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ká máa sá lọ. Wọ́n ní ká dúró pé wọn lè ṣe wá nìkan kan pé ó ti wà ní under òfin pé kámẹ́rà wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó wà lọ́ndà òfin kan táwọn ṣe ó wà ní under òfin. So ká dúró. So ìgbà tí dídúró yẹn láti pé ìbọn yẹn ó ń le láfi ń sá lọ.
Nǹkan tó sọ fún mi ni pé ìgbà tí mo parí school tí mo dé wà nílé, so mo ní nǹkan tí mo lè ṣe. Àwọn aṣááyìn mo wá ní mo fẹ́ lọ gba form Air Force. So mo dẹ̀ ti lọ gbà kí n máa sign sí àwọn ibi tí information yẹn tó need ni. So mo wá fi hàn wá ní pé èyí tí mo ní láti ṣe léyìí pé sí Yorùbá nation wà tó dẹ̀ yẹ pé nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wa for future purpose ni. So mo ní láti fìyẹn lẹ̀ kí n dẹ̀ join. So wọn promise wa lẹ́ni tí nǹkan tó kàn sọ ni wípé ẹni tó bá ti join wípé entire family ẹ̀ wípé wọn ò ní tòṣì kíní kan àwọn máa ètò ọ̀fẹ́ ètò ìlera gbogbo nǹkan tó wọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀ làwọn máa provide fún everybody àti àwọn ará ìlú.
Mo lè tún bulẹ̀ fún àti camouflage.
Àwọn náà kò fún wa ibi tí a dé sí ibẹ̀ náà ti kó everything fún wa. Mi mọ àdúgbò yẹn torí mo kì í ṣọmọ Ìbàdàn.
Àwọn ọmọ olúwo ni ẹ?
Ìgbọ̀rà mo ti wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kọ́lẹ́sẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹnì kankan wọn torí pé mi ìmọ̀ wọn rí bí mo ṣe wọ́n ṣe jókòó. Mo ń ti ibì kan bọ̀. Mo lo oríta mẹ́rin. Mo lọ ra oúnjẹ àtọmọ mi. Ọmọ mi náà wà ń bí. Ìgbà tá à ń bọ̀ wá wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n ti declare Yorùbá nation pé ó wà lórí sẹ́ẹ̀tì ńlá. Èmi kan pẹ̀lú ọmọ yẹn lájọ yabẹ̀ pé ńgbà tá a tún béèrè gan lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá láti béèrè pé wọ́n ń gbọ́ ń bo ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe declaration Yorùbá nation. Ohun tí màá rí náà ni pé ọlọ́pàá yẹn kàn rọ fáńdù mi pé kí wọ́n gbé mi. Mi mọ ohun tí mo ṣe ní aṣọ mi tí mo wọ̀ ń bẹ nínú wardrobe àwọn ọlọ́pàá ní Ìyágànkú ní àdúgbò tí a wà. Wọ́n mú àwọn ìwé pélébé kan wá. Wọ́n sọ pé Yorùbá nation ti máa wáyé. Níbẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti fún wa ní èmi gẹ́gẹ́ ni wọ́n fún kì í ṣọmọ. Mo dẹ̀ kó lọlé pé wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ Yorùbá ti ní nation báyìí o pé kódà àìríjẹ àìrímu yóò lọlẹ̀ o. Ohun tí wọ́n kó lé mi lọ́wọ́ ni o. A gbọ́ pé wọ́n ṣe nǹkan yẹn ní secretariat lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Ìgbà táwa wà kúrò ní ibi tá a lọ èrò ọkàn tèmi ni pé káfẹsẹ̀ kan yabẹ̀. Nígbà tá a sì yà náà ọlọ́pàá gan ni mo lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé níbo ni wọ́n ti.
Let me help you. So the story there for those interviewed, the first two, that young man and that young lady, they came from Igbuora in the same Oyo state. Igbuora, like going on to that Lanlate, Igboho, and all those areas. And according to them, they do not really know themselves. But they were told to assemble in Ibadan because they were going to declare Yoruba nation. So when they got to Ibadan, they were taken to a place where they were given bulletproof vests, gun and all of those things they were caught with. So when they entered the government house, he said they started hearing gunshots, but the gunshot was too much that they told them not to run, that it is under the law, that if they don't shoot back, the army won't shoot them or the police won't shoot them, that there are cameras. But the gunshot was so much that he had to run. That was when they caught him in the bush. And he was shot in the leg. The lady said she finished her secondary school. She has no job or anything doing. And when they approached her, they said they are about to declare Yoruba nation, that all this poverty will soon be over. They will give money to people and all of that kind of, right? And she was planning to go and join Air Force. She went to pick up the form to join the Air Force, Nigeria Air Force. But she was told that instead of joining the Nigerian Air Force, why don't you join the Yoruba Air Force? The moment the declaration is made, all this problem will be over. And according to her too, they were taken to a place when they arrived in Ibadan. She doesn't live in Ibadan. So they took her to a place and they gave them all these things they put on, because they believed that Yoruba nation has been declared. And they were only just there to carry out an order of the new government. The old man, well, according to him, that is not the first time, okay? Because according to him, right, he seemed to have come or had an encounter with the people who were sharing flyers about the declaration of Yoruba nation. Also, the two people who spoke earlier, they said, because Yoruba nation has been declared since November 2022, and this one is just reclamation or something, I don't know, something like that. Like they just went there to go and effect the new nation. And they were told that nothing is going to happen to them. So the old man said he just went out to buy food, even though he's lying, okay? And this is how I know he's lying. Initially, he said he was just going out to buy food with his son. And then he heard that they are declaring Yoruba nation at the secretariat. So he decided to come and check if that is true. So the first person he approached was a police officer. He didn't know. And he was asking them, is it true that the Yoruba nation is being declared today? And he was arrested. Meanwhile, in his own statement, he said he's met with them probably a day or so before, that they gave him flyer that he took home to show to his son and show to his family, that they said that all of our suffering, all of this poverty will be over, because now that they have declared Yoruba nation. He didn't know it was all like, and I will continue to ask you, how could anybody think this was actually right if you think you are not mad? How? I'll leave it at that. In Okama, we have now been told categorically, in fact, factually, that the Okama people did not kill those 17 Nigerian soldiers. Those 17 Nigerian soldiers were not there on the order of their own superior. They were bunkerers doing bunkering, working for Tompolo. And the reason why the military want to kind of cover it up, after the massacre and the killings of people, well, it's not just the military that are trying to cover it up. Even the civilian governors too. In their effort, after killing over 100 people in Okama, accusing them of killing soldiers, they went on to other communities, including in Bayelsa. And according to them, they were looking for the ringleader of a militant group. We didn't know that before they told us the Okama people killed those soldiers. Until tomorrow, their news media continue to say Okama people killed those soldiers, even when there are no weapons or anything. How could they? But it was a fight between two. One is a cartel that has now been legitimized by the criminal establishment and government of Nigeria, Tompolo. And there's this another guy who is also into bunkering. using the Okama waterway as his own base. So they said that Tompolo, despite all of his weapons, the weapons Nigeria allowed him to buy for the protection of Nigeria pipelines. I mean, Tompolo's group have arrested the vessel on the IC before by showing to all of us that they've arrested the vessels who are stealing crude oil in Niger Delta. Anyway, that's exactly what they do. But it's not stealing when they take the oil, and they do not want any rivalry. Not wanting rivalry is the reason why what happened in Okama happened. Those soldiers were not even killed in Okama. Those soldiers were taken by this. I mean, listen to this. So they said, despite Tompolo's weaponry, this guy is not a small fry. He gave Tompolo a run for his own money. So Tompolo now resorted into using his connection, his power, his influence in the Nigerian corrupt military. So the soldiers were on hand to come and carry out a criminal act of using the military to suppress your rival in an illegal, shady, oil-stealing business. So Kwama people were just to be the ones they want to possibly use as the soft targets. It went well for a while. I don't think it's going to go on forever, but it is Nigeria. It is a crime scene. Maybe it will. Here, I want to go check the name of the guy. I'm coming out. There is a name, so I'm going to go look for the name for the sake of this video. All right. So according to this journalist investigation, there is, listen to this word, Tompolo is known as Ekpomu Polo government. That's Tompolo. But you see this other guy that has been showing Tompolo. It's not showing Tompolo any shege. He's stealing the crude oil, doing bunkering. Tompolo is stealing the crude oil, doing bunkering. But he is with the government, collecting 4 billion naira security money every month from the Nigerian government. But stealing is still there, stealing crude oil. So this guy is called Amangbeng. Yeah, that's his name. Amangbeng. Amangbeng. I don't know. So this Amangbeng guy is not connected to the Nigerian government. So therefore, Tompolo called the military to help him and make it look like official. Kill the guy and stop him from being my rival. When the 17 military personnel went there, a lieutenant colonel, 2 majors, and others, about they smoke them like suya. I told you, those guys, they are not nobody's hero. They are criminals. I'm so sorry if you are their family, okay? That's the truth. Oh. They won't tell you what or how your family members died. They were killed by the oil bunkerer that is a rival to the person who was paying them money. That is why a lieutenant colonel with that title, you go enter and use Tompolo's boats, not even Nigerian boats, because if they have to use Nigerian gunboats, the Nigerian Navy boats, they would have to sign that the boats were released and they were dispatched to Okama. So the Nigerian military didn't go with Nigerian boats. They went with Tompolo's boats. And it didn't take time before they smoked. And you could tell, those who killed them, they first disarmed them, took them into a place, and tortured them, okay? Like they killed them like ordinary people, no be soldiers. They tortured them, they now beheaded them. They buried their heads elsewhere. They buried their bodies elsewhere. Okama people didn't do that. But Okama people have been killed by the Nigerian army as a cover-up. Listen to the governor of Bayelsa State, Diri, sending warning to the people, the community, where the suspected militant leader, Amangbeng, was traced to when the Nigerian army said their investigation now cut across about 3 states. They are hiding something from you. And for this guy, is helping them to ensure that it will never see the light of the day. See the one he gave to the community that lost about 70 people to the Nigerian soldiers because of what they said happened in Okama. Diri.
They must stay at home to lead the people. And any traditional ruler that is not found at his base, I will promptly remove that traditional ruler. And for me, and my advice to the military is that they must painstakingly investigate.
Nuisance, Lele.
Absolute nuisance. Well, it is Nigeria. See him sweating. Oh, I'm doing my work to solve the problem. See as I am sweating. Any royal father, any traditional ruler who does not stay at home will remove you. But that's it. Just pretty much like people are at the mercy of their killers. Or you should know, Okama people did not kill those soldiers. They did not have what it takes to face Nigerian soldiers and slaughter 17 of them without any of them dying in the process. Impossible. And they know it. They do. And you do too. You do. You know now. And I just, like they say, may Nigeria not happen to me. I pray that prayer to my own friends and enemies alike. May Nigeria not happen to you. If you have seen Nigeria happen to people, even if you don't like them, sometimes you don't wish that to happen to them. You don't. People so confused that to even ask a question is an abomination. Yeah, don't ask questions. Shut up. They know what they are doing, so shut up. The other day they told us that the reason why Nigeria gave money to Dangote for his refinery is because Nigeria cannot build refinery, but Dangote could. Then they changed the story, and well, before they changed the story, they said, well, Dangote is now going to refine. What's going to be refining the Nigerian crude oil? Great, easy peasy. Just pump them from the Niger Delta, and they will land inside the Dangote Refinery in Lagos. I mean, kind of easy. Easy peasy. No, it's not. It's all scam. Then they came back again and said, listen, no, that's not what's going to happen. In fact, right now, the Nigerian crude oil has been sold for the next 25 years. So Dangote will need to go to Texas to buy crude oil. Texas is not too far. Oh, no, it's a standard. What standard? I don't understand though. Yeah, it's a standard practice. It's a no, man. All those grammars they will say to you now. Those ones they want to sound so intelligent. You know, it's so much. It's a when you're done lying, we will start telling the truth. Or should I put it this way? If you don't stop lying, we will never stop telling the truth. Person we get refinery, we go to refine crude oil. That's a lot of stuff that comes out of crude oil, but suddenly it can only sell diesel. Are you mad? Refinery that got over 1 million barrels of crude oil is now going to be selling diesel. What happened to the remaining products? Waste. Anyway, this afternoon they now said that apart from what El-Rufai, the alert that El-Rufai raised, that Tinubu has been paying subsidy even far more than what Bukwari was paying. It's not news. It's not news in any way. We just don't know how much of this money is being given to Dangote to help them sell the diesel less. But anything we go make your life a little bit less like rancorous and problematic. I'm in support of it. Some of you think I want to kind of relish your sadness, your hard time, and no, I don't. I don't relish that. I do not. In reality, I actually consider the fact that if we speak here, listen to this. So if we say something here, expose something here, It is not us celebrating it. If you have a listening government or listening people, the ideal thing is to get those things fixed. And you should be thanking me. Thank people like us that continue to tell them this is not normal. Even when majority of you are too tongue-tied, cowardice, and hypocrites to even say it out. We say them, they hear us, you praise them. Listen to this one, subsidy was gone. Hey, very good policy. Yes, it's good. It's a great policy. Subsidy is back. Hey, very, very lovely president. He has a very good listening here. He listened to people, and now he has put it back. What else is there again that you can say? Part of the things that, okay, yeah. We are floating the Naira so that Naira can find its value. Oh, very, very great, bold move. Nigerian Naira, this is a policy that is long overdue. Nigerian Naira may first go up, it will come down. Breaking news. We have stopped the floating of the Naira. We are no longer floating the Naira anymore. Oh, very great news. That means this government is listening to people. Olórí burúkú ló pọ̀ jù ní Nigeria o. Now you suppose just find out which of them are you listening to, so that we can have an idea. Irú orí burúkú tó ń bá wọn náà jà o. Because listen to me, it is curable. Ẹ̀sọ̀ ohun tó ṣe yín, ẹ̀bá sọ ohun tó ṣe yín o, a ó mọ ogun tó yẹ ká fi sí. Ẹ̀sọ̀ ohun tó ṣe yín, ẹ̀bá sọ ohun tó ṣe yín o, a ó mọ ogun tó yẹ ká fi sí. Simply translated as, if you can tell us the color of your problem, we may find the right colorful pill or medicine to fix it for you. Hypocrisy will take you nowhere other than that la la land. You know that la la land where you always think wishes were horses and beggars like you love to ride. Wishes don't rule a country. Actions does. And we know a lot of you are so dumb enough, and you'll be sounding intelligent only for you to defend the rubbish. Now, then you kind of come back again and say, okay, yeah, these guys said they made mistake with that rubbish. You say, yeah, I thought as much. I thought as much. Very, very good of you to know that. I didn't see that before. Oh, this government is working, listening to people. Oh, they low, Yahweh. No? Anyway, let's kind of take it further. Oh, no, 1 hour, 53 minutes. I want to take calls tonight. But I think if I continue, I'm going to overshoot it, and then I won't take calls. I want to talk about Kano. I want to talk about Gandola. A few other things to talk about. I'll just keep it that way. Right? Let's take calls. Thank you so much, by the way, for your time with me this evening. And I am going to make it a brief break. If you want to call in, the number is right there on your screen. I will be back in 2 minutes.
70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you? 70 years old man.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning. Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
speak in tongue. Oh, bala, bala, ula, ba. You do speak in tongue. I do have a caller, hopefully. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun.
Baba.
BJ from London, Baba.
Say that again. From London, who?
BJ from London.
BJ. Baba, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, Baba.
Grand.
Thank you for everything.
Thanks a lot.
Really appreciate, Baba. And how is family? Everyone is good?
We thank God. How is yours?
Yeah, thank you.
Please.
Baba Mayegun. I want to contribute about this Yoruba nation. That's what I want to chip in tonight.
Please, sir.
I don't even know where to start from or what to say. And I hope Nigerian government have declared that Onitiri wanted. They have to declare wanted because Sunday Igboho did not do up to this, and they went to his house to invade his house. Do you actually know that there is a guy called Saheed Omobata? He's also part of this Yoruba struggle in the Igboho side and in the Babakitoye side, and he later switched to Onitiri side because of money. And I heard he was the chief of staff. Online. I didn't know if you see that video.
No, I haven't. Sorry, like that. Ogunjeke poisoned.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I swear, Okuni, Ogunje, Angare, he hanged himself. Yes, because of it seems he was scared. Maybe they would actually go for him. So he ran to Ghana. And yesterday he did a video. Just when you finish, just check online like Saheed Omobata. The video is all over social media now.
Wow.
He is dead. We are even thinking maybe he was faking his death, and people, we actually did some research, and they said he's dead, that he's in the mortuary, that the Ghana police are trying to get his family to come and clear him, and yeah. Just because, and they said he's the chief of staff of Onitiri. Exactly.
Oh my God.
So this issue is not a small issue. They have to declare the woman, because I don't even know what is going on anymore, because it's like they want to, and I saw Bode George, Baba. Bode George, he's already pounding on what happened. They've turned into politics. Trying to, secessionists for Abati and Bode George, they were I was like, yeah.
I heard him yesterday where he was talking about it, and he was like, he was surprised that Yorubas could actually.
He's like, I don't even. It's like they will adjust this struggle now, and they will just they don't want to see anybody talking about Yoruba nation in Nigeria anymore, because I heard yesterday that Ondo State Governor have declared that anybody that is talking about Yoruba nation should be shut aside. I don't know if it's true, but this is what I heard yesterday.
Is that not what I was saying for the past 2 days, that this is what this is going to lead
to? Exactly.
They are looking for means to criminalize it, and you just give it to them. So how do you want people like us who genuinely wanted the conversation around the Yoruba sovereignty to be clear, right?
We need to know what to do. This is not because it's not possible, because they need to declare this woman wanted, and because to be true, the TV station in Nigeria, radio station are already talking about Onitiri, Abiola, this and that, and they were saying that Sunday Igboho and Babakitoye are not part of it.
They came out and told them to declare wanted, because they knew that she was going to be a trouble. And they just never saw this Yoruba nation.
And one of our man is in Turkey. The one they call it Gile. That one's just a guy man in Turkey. Online. Do you know what they do?
I finished my program last night, right? So I was trying to check on a few things on my channel. Then I decided to go on to YouTube, and I came across that guy. Baba, when you're deluded, like you said, I don't know what this is. Like women,
exactly. Abroad. One place of the vulnerability. As in millions of naira. They really contributed a lot of huge money that That is what is paining those women that you are there, that they are shouting on Injile media, that if they are in pain, that they've invested the thousands of pounds and dollars in this true Onitiri, because they were promising them, Ijoba delay, they will, but look at all those ammunitions and all those bullets, everything. If it is that guy that commits suicide in Ghana, is the one, chief of staff, is the one that, will send the good munition in Nigeria for us. So we just have to get this woman so that they are not going to tarnish that name Yoruba nation for us at all, Baba.
No,
because
that's why we have to make sure platforms like this continue to set the record straight. No matter anybody who run astray to my platform trying to defend these lunatics, we call them up. We must continue to set the record straight. Because you see now,
exactly.
If you go search for Yoruba Nation on Google now, these are the guys that will show up.
Exactly,
all
Baba.
These arrests, all these killings, all this stuff, that's what will show up.
And Baba, if you see a lot of people in Nigeria and they were like, I don't know, like which Yoruba, Baba, I was
supposed to kind of embrace on a day like that.
Baba,
they were supposed to say that
Saturday,
come and support you.
Baba, since that Saturday as a more Yoruba, since that Saturday as a more Yoruba, I've been weak on this issue. Like
it is a total embarrassment.
I want a minute to moderate, the new contribution, not to contribute, but at the end of the day, it must not end this way at all.
It won't. I can guarantee you.
Anyway, Baba.
So eventually,
thank you very much.
BJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Baba.
Okay. My regards to your family as well, right? You take
care. You too. Bye.
Then, other things they happen though. So I went on YouTube last night, and there is this a very respected member of this platform who just stopped coming here. It's one of these elderly women that I so much love. I mean, I haven't met her. When I say I love her, it's simply because of her dedication, her passion for the Yoruba sovereign nation. She's a lady. I don't know if she's watching me right now. She's a lady who shares names with the former queen of this country, of this kingdom, Elizabeth. I won't say the other. I saw her there last night typing amen. Guess what they were praying for? God, it is, listen to this. So they said on that Ijile on YouTube, okay? It was like around 12 midnight, by the way. So the caller, a guy was calling, I don't know where he was calling from. Obviously, he's not calling from Nigeria. And they were reacting to this, what happened. And they were telling the people on that program that people should go out today. That the area delay is expected to come to Ibadan soon. And therefore, we want all our people not to let anybody change this. So Yoruba nation has come. Okay? They will shoot you tear gas. So all of you should come out tomorrow. That is today. Said they will shoot tear gas. So there's nothing special about tear gas. So tear gas is just something that will just it will just pepper you in the eye a little bit. That little pain cannot be compared to the joy of our independence as a Yoruba dry. Anybody, if they send anybody to our midst to come and infiltrate us, you should fish them out. And you shake. I was like, Egbami. Mama Elizabeth was there typing amen. Amen. Now, Ogun will punish. Oduduwa will fight. Ogun will shake. Tomorrow, we must take our land. We have declared our independence. Nobody can stop us. No going back. This guy was saying that there. Mama Elizabeth was there typing amen. I actually saw her. And if you are watching me tonight, Ma, I was told before that you are part of them. I just never really believed it. I'm talking about preying on the vulnerability of the older Yoruba women, especially the ones abroad, by this group of miscreants. It's so true. you need to go and see them when they talk, Baba. You go to wonder, say, egba mi, ibo mo wayi. Ṣé Yorùbá làwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀, mo gbé egba mi. That's the level at which our people have been taken advantage of. One true emperor, you there? So I think I lost my caller earlier. So I got another one in its place. Hello there.
Hello, Mayego. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good, sir. You?
Well, very well. I'm here, still here. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, it's Ferdinand from Newcastle.
That's my brother, Ferdy from Newcastle. It's Newcastle today.
Fine, very well. I'll just go straight to the point because for some days now, I've been working and I was just giving 2 days off. So I decided to Yeah, no, I've been following you even while I was working. It's only that I can't call because I put my AirPod in my ear and then place my phone somewhere. But I follow everything that is happening, and I also like the video. So I've paid my own offering.
It's important.
Yeah, it's very, very important. I can't understand why we have over 5,000 views and only about few hundreds of people have liked the video. I don't know. The remaining numbers, are they Abadonians?
They'll be them, and they would never give me anything that's going to make me better. Like, no, we are not going to give you that.
All right.
Anyway,
yeah. So I'll just make it brief. I just want to make 2 contributions. You see about the Yoruba nation stuff. There is something really mixed up somewhere that we've not really been told. On one side of the story, it looks as if some people are trying to like bring it without adequate planning or just for the mere fact to make history that, we brought about the Yoruba nation and all that. And these people were blinded with their ego and carelessness and stupidity that they did not really think of the consequences or the repercussion that will follow. There is nothing wrong with Yoruba agitation.
You know, the you'll be like, okay, we want to do something so great, we are convinced. But you should be able to look at it wholly. Enough that, okay, what is our exit plan? If it doesn't go as planned, what should we do? It doesn't seem you heard them there anyway. So those ones didn't look like anybody who actually knew what they were doing. And I was right when I heard that day. Freddy, please.
Exactly. So now it reminds me of the issue of IPOB. You know, when Nnamdi Kanu was first released, he was going from place to place, visiting places, and people were welcoming him. He was coming with the idea of IPOB. He was visiting some of the Igbo-speaking parts of River State and or even River State, trying to like convince them of the need for us to form a country. Yeah, he was going place to place.
He became a more like statesman-like after his first kidnapping experience. I mean, he started talking to others and said, listen, we have a lot we can share. And I'm like, go on, Baba. I remember.
Yeah, and he even talked about going to Benue State and Kogi State to visit our Igbo brothers that were carved into those areas. Unfortunately, things turned out bad. You know, the federal government of Nigeria has a way of making a legitimate struggle look very bad. And I'm sensing that is what they want to do with this Yoruba Nation thing, because I won't be surprised if they brand it a terrorist organization tomorrow and start going into.
Governor, I've been told now. Ondo State Governor has already said it. If you see anybody grouping themselves together in the name of Yoruba Nation, shoot them aside in Yoruba land.
You see, imagine that. So that's what these people did in Igbo land. You know, do you know these people came to the southeast and we are going into villages, killing young boys and labeling them IPOB terrorists. And that is their way of trying to like crush the entire idea and still keep people inside that contraption. So I think the federal government of Nigeria, because I know they are listening to this, they listen to these recordings, they have their agents who try to brief them on whatever is happening, whatever conspiracy is happening outside Nigeria. But I think if they are hearing my voice, they should actually use this to know that the contraction has really come to an end, because the people you actually forced together, they are not happy with each other. When they keep saying the peace and unity of Nigeria is not negotiable, there is no peace and unity in Nigeria in the first place. So there cannot be any negotiations. It will be good if we all go our separate ways, and then the competition will be fair. You get it? If an Igbo man wants to come to Yoruba land, he can apply for visa, or if the Yoruba government wants, they can get into in talk with the Biafran nation, and then decide to, like, okay, we don't need visas to visit each other's country. They can trade within each other. They can do anything within each other. But let us have our own separate governments.
No,
that is all. I don't really see
anybody. And if they
exactly,
can do it, fine. If they can't, also fine. Let them have their destinies in their own hands.
Exactly. This issue of one group, forcing the other group to their own thing, or trying to make these other people second-class citizens, or trying to feel the whole country is theirs. It's totally absurd. I mean, since I moved to the UK here, I've been hearing the Scots talking about referendum. The British government has never treated them the way Nigerian government treats people. No. That is very, very horrible.
Never even talk down on us. All they kept doing, which we considered an insult, is that we will suffer if we leave the union. That's what they keep telling us, and that to us in Scotland, we felt like it's an insult.
Yeah, I was surprised when I visited Scotland. I realized you guys, your own pounds does not even have the face of the Queen.
No, we don't have the face of
and
the
I'm
Queen.
like, oh, these people don't even have the face of the Queen on their own currency, but it is still the same pounds and the same value. But it's just that they don't want the face of the Queen on their currency. No. That's some amount of independence and
that's what we should have in that contraption. The Igbos should have their own money. The Yorubas should have their own money. Every identified region, but they brought in American federal system of government that makes it look like we are all one, but we agreed.
But
no, we
didn't. They call it Federal Republic of Nigeria, but it is not Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is Unity Republic of Nigeria, because there is no state police. The states are not autonomous. They all take orders from Abuja. They all look up to Abuja every month to get paid and to service some things. It is not a federal
Even to borrow money, they need Abuja approval.
Yeah, imagine that. So it doesn't really make sense. And then the second thing I really want to say is, you see this Okama killing. What you just said tonight is what happened from day one. If you remember, I told you that those soldiers went to do bunkering.
You did.
Because before I came down to the UK, Bibo, they do this bunkering, and I know how soldiers have been involved. In fact, they will go as far as burning evidence and destroying things. You get it? So this is what really happened. And the reason why Nigerian soldiers are not allowing people into that place is because they want to keep covering the truth. Now, what happens to those people that have been shot dead on the account of this their mere cover-up and all other things? What happens to them? These are human beings, for crying out sake. And the government should really do something about it. But again, don't be surprised that nothing will happen. You see, Nigerian soldiers are as corrupt as anything you can ever think. They're even more corrupt than the politicians. They've been this corrupt since independence. Look at the stories we are reading about. Look at the stories about the military coup. Look at the stories we read about.
They are not called the soldiers of fortune for nothing.
No,
they are a bunch of rogues and their owners.
Very key. Nigerian military, they are so corrupt, and they shouldn't really be, people shouldn't really trust the soldiers. Then the Nigerian soldiers should actually ask. They should actually ask themselves one question. You see, in the UK here, let me take a little time. In the UK here, we cooperate with the police. If the police is asking questions, we cooperate with them. We love the police in the UK because we see them as people who fight and secure us. Nigerian police and army, please ask yourselves, why is it that the citizens you're claiming to protect hate you with passion? They hate you with passion that they cannot afford to see you die. They rather see an enemy succeed than help Nigerian police or army in an investigation. Because these people are wicked. It's as if they hate the very citizens they actually have a duty to protect. They hate the citizens with so much passion. I've never seen that kind of a thing before.
I have never myself.
Let me just stop there. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Ferdinand, my brother. God bless you again, and you have a wonderful rest of your break and a great week ahead too, right? You have a good
Yeah,
one, bro.
thank you.
So that's a Ferdinand there from Castle upon Town. Newcastle upon Town. That's a different place. I'm still in Newcastle. Country Pro, finally back in. How are you tonight or this afternoon? Or is it evening over there?
My brother.
How are you tonight? Oh, this evening now. It should be evening in
yeah, it's evening.
Anyway, Baba.
Man, my go, I'm not feeling great, bro. I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling good. Oh, it's because of this bastard, these dry people. Man, my go today. You know that I told you that over here I always contend with these slaves over here, with these APC slaves and Nigerian zombies. But today they had their day, my good. Do you want me to tell you how they had their day today? My good, these people have been mocking me since yesterday, bro.
You were shot at you. And there you are, you can't even defend it.
These people took shots at the emperor.
And you are
they
there
took shots at him,
like the boss, like
Michael, at the emperor now.
Inside the pain.
My skin is thick. They were mocking us, bro. They mocked us today. They mocked me today. But you know what I did?
What did you do?
I smiled. And I told one of them in the face. And I said, you can take shots, you can laugh and all that. But at the end of the day, you know that when you look at me, you know you're not looking at a slave. You're not looking at a zombie. And you know that I will never support Onitiri. So yes, laugh at the whole movement. You have the right to do so because Onitiri has embarrassed us, whether we like it or not, as Yorubas. So of course I took my shot, I took my licks. But at the end of the day, it will still be them that will suffer. I'm not going to be the one that will suffer.
Still trapped in that contraption until we are
exactly. So they can laugh at us today, they can mock us today. But you know the painful thing. The painful thing about
and the other is permanent,
and one is going to be permanent. But the saddest thing about this whole thing is that most of the people that were mocking me say, one true, Yoruba nation this, Yoruba nation that. Sure, you know, see, I'm now. Most of them were my fellow Yoruba brothers, bro. That's the painful thing. Like, what Onitiri has done.
Make any Yoruba? Hang on, let's even put Onitiri on the side. On the side, just for 1 second now, okay? What will make an average Yoruba to actually hate the idea of Yoruba sovereignty? I am still trying to figure that out. It's not as if Nigeria is telling us anything per se that will say, oh yeah, but they will confidently tell you that you're on your own, no? Yoruba nation call, Yoruba nation need. Nigeria will be great. This country is not going to break up. What exactly makes an average Yoruba to hate the idea?
My God, I don't see it is like you said, it's that contraption called Nigeria. That's why I classify the average Nigerian as a slave and zombie. Because they don't have in-depth reasoning or critical thinking.
Like I understand if somebody says, no, I don't support the idea, and they tell you their reasons. I say, well, you know what? This is why. But I'm talking about those that will outrightly mock it. Mock the idea.
That was the painful thing, my
like you are in Yoruba or you are Igbo. You are mocking the idea of independence. Like for Nigeria,
that was the
Nigeria, you prefer Nigeria, but you then mock the idea of independence of who you are. Like, how is that?
My God, that was the painful thing today because yes, Onitiri and our dry followers, we all know what they are useless and mad people. But the fact that the mocking, like the way they were mocking, it's not like they were mocking Onitiri and dry. They were mocking the idea, as you said, of we Yorubas being our own nation, being independent, moving forward. That was the thing. That was the reason why I could not talk back because even though they were taking shots at me, I just felt pity for them. Like it's like they don't understand, and that's the problem with most of these people mocking us now. They are not mocking Onitiri. They are mocking the whole movement.
The
idea of independence, the idea of self-determination, the idea of progressive and forward thinking. That is what these people are mocking. And that's the saddest thing. Amaigu, you know, when you played that interview, especially that girl's interview of saying she wanted to go and join Air Force, and she left joining the Air Force to follow a movement based on the promise that they will give her and her family money, no more suffering and poverty.
They will no longer have to suffer.
But see, Michael, hold on, no. I'm not saying the Nigeria Air Force is good, though, but at least if you join the Nigeria Air Force, they go give you salary.
At least
they go give you salary. So you are joining a movement that they did not even give you proper orientation, proper education, just based on the promise of food. Nigerians still think that their problem is food. Rebos Calabar. Or more, those slaves never see anything. Michael, everything is coming to place now. Do not be surprised. You see, you've already said it. That people that might start really talking about Yoruba nation genuinely, their life could be in danger in Nigeria now. I have friends that believe in Yoruba nation in Nigeria now. Omo, they are not even saying it again. They don't calm down and they talk to you. Because even their own fellow Yorubas around them. See, Michael, even their own fellow Yorubas around them, they think they are part of Oniti. So once you mention Yoruba nation in Nigeria now, they will think you are part of that wasted soul movement. So let's forget about that. Let us now go to the people of Okama. Seriously, my heart goes out to those people. Like, it is a shame what is going on right now to the Okama people. But I'm not surprised. But what makes me laugh is that they are begging for government to come and help them. Now, that's the painful thing. Like, the painful thing is that I know that no government is coming to help them, but they believe that government is coming to help them. My God, these people are making videos inside the forest.
I know.
With little children, little kids, little boys, little girls.
They have been in those forests now for weeks. So there are those who have been in that forest for weeks now. Because they can't leave the forest to come on the water, to cross over to the proper places without the soldiers catching them. So they were just there trapped in.
They will be shot. I'm seeing all these things. And yet, the painful thing is that I know nobody is going to save them. I know no Nigerian government is going there. But when I see those videos and I'm hearing them plead for the government help, I'm just like, wow.
Government, come on.
I'm like, you know, when I'm seeing this video in my mind, I feel like, how can I send a telepathic message to them and let them know that no government is coming to save you? Start finding other means.
Responsible for you being in that bush.
Exactly. And it just pains me because as a father and I see those children, like that's what hurts me the most. I'm seeing kids not eating for days, no water for days, mosquito is biting them.
To their tired, their mothers, like that.
And yet, there are bastards and slaves. Some of them in this comment section that believe Nigeria should exist. Let's forget about that. Let us now go to Dua immediately. Michael, you've said it. These people are praising that saying Nigeria is doing well. Let us wait. Let us wait till December. And then I will come back and finish this statement. Let me let other people to call. Thank you for all you do, bro.
One true emperor.
Have a good day.
Very long time. By the time you get to May is next month, Abi. You should be looking for something in May. December is a long. By December, you go down become prophets.
No. See, my group. Don't worry. I'm not going to finish what I want to say about Oduduwa immediately now. Let December come. We'll have that conversation.
Okay. No worries.
Later.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for that. One true emperor. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got like half an hour to go. If you have intention of calling in, I think you should try it now. Don't wait till last minute. Here is my caller again. Hello there.
Hello, my ego.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Is that Paul?
Yes, my
When you
grade
say
4.
good morning, I know that, well, that's like either Dubai, UAE, or India, but your voice gave you up. So, Paul, how are you today?
I'm fine, my ego. I'm fine.
Go on, please.
Yeah. First of all, I want to appreciate you again for everything, holistically, your sacrifices and everything you do. May God continue to bless you and uplift you.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
I just wanted to say something briefly because I know there will be a lot of people on the line. I don't know why it's like we're all behaving as if Onitiri is new. What I mean is that the establishment, they are masters of espionage. They know how to infiltrate. That is what they do. Onitiri is not different from our Pampas. It's the same script. They will not look for her. They sent her to destabilize the cause. That is what they sent her to do. And to some extent, because of the foolishness of some of our people, they've succeeded. Because what they've done now will drag us back a bit. We cannot deny that fact.
Honestly.
It will drag us back. We just have to open ourselves to that reality. It will drag us back. But we should not pretend as if we don't know that she's part of them. That's the part I'm finding really funny. Everyone is feeling like how they should search for her. They will not do anything. She has accomplished what they sent her to do. The script is just like that of Lamidi Apapa that they sent to destabilize the Labour Party. It's the same script, Michael. It's just espionage. Thank you.
Paul, well, you have dropped that as it is odds. A lot of people are also possibly going to be thinking, are already thinking along that line too. Well, I would love to hear you say it to me, if you can. Hello there.
Hello, my Yegon General.
Oh, that is Prince Adewale, the African Wahala. Rob, how are you doing today?
Yes, sir. I'm doing very well, brother.
That's grand. Please go on.
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you. I can't stop thanking you. At this point, you're already probably tired of people thanking you all the time. But your sacrifices are really appreciated.
I'm grateful for you saying that because that in itself is a show of appreciation that whatever this is to you, we really do appreciate you. And it's a reminder that what I'm doing is worth it. So thank you for saying that. Don't ever do too much like it's too much. Let me be the judge.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Exactly.
I'll tell you when it's too much, but I don't think it is. Well, it's good. So much, all of that.
Okay, perfect.
What you do behind the scene too, because some people need to know that I do have a lot of people around me that, I would say I have been blessed with. And you are one of them. And yes, I should say thank you to you too and people like yourself who are in that cycle.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. So I called, the first reason I called is because of the young, in fact, the first point is Ferdinand. I need to respond to something that he said about the Nigerian military and the soldiers. So from my own standpoint, personal point of view, I'm speaking for myself, the African Wahala, Adewale. The Nigerian police is the first terror group in Nigeria. That's in my own perspective. I'm not speaking for anybody else, but the first terror group in Nigeria is the Nigerian police. The second terror group is the Nigerian army. It doesn't mean every one of them is evil, but
in no particular order.
No, in that order. The army is more brutal than the police, but the police has more access to the citizens. So the citizens suffer from brutalization, kidnapping, killings by the police more than the army. But the army kills and destroys and kidnaps people as well. Then after those two terror groups, then we can start talking about Boko Haram, Fulani terrorists, ISWAP, in that order. And the reason why these guys, I'm talking about the state-sanctioned terror groups, the military and the police, the reason why they are that way is because if we are being honest, an average Nigerian has a little bit of terrorism in it. Let's keep it real, because the way we are wired as people, the way Nigeria has shaped majority of us is in such a way that you have to trample on someone else in order to get to the next level, and you don't give a damn. All you have to do is have a very savage mindset, trample on anybody trampleable as far as you can get to the next level in life. That's what Nigeria has shaped us to. Exactly.
How could you do that? That is too much. And that is why every wrong thing you can do just don't get caught. Trample on people's rights, eat other people to get what you want.
Let me add a caveat to that. Please. You can't even get caught. That's how ridiculous Nigeria is. You can afford to get caught. Just be connected to the criminal politicians and you're good.
And it will mean nothing.
That's how Nigeria is. And nothing would happen to you. So that's why those people are savages. Number two, the young lady that was interviewed amongst the people that were interrogated by the first terror group, the so-called police, I felt bad for her because she sounded like she's in her early 20s. She's confused about life, the way millions of Nigerians are, the way I was when I was in that age group. We had nothing. She said, I finished high school. After high school, I tried to get a job in the Air Force. And then some people told me to come join this Yoruba Nation agitation because the intention of Yoruba Nation is to improve our standard of living. And she made that choice. I'm not going to blame her. A lot of people are roasting these people like, oh, you guys are so foolish. Why would you follow them? In fact, the only criticism I have for their entire moves is that they didn't plan properly. Because for me, I support anybody that is going against the government of the contraption.
If you want to go that far, make it real.
Yes, that's my only critique.
Easy prey.
Exactly.
Flex muscle and make themselves feel like they are so good at their job. That's why they call
it. Exactly.
It's real. That's
imagine
too.
That's me. That's it for me. That's it for me. Because for me, I'll be honest, a part of me supports them giving these criminal politicians hell. Give them hell. Take away power from them. However, do it in such a way that you wouldn't be ridiculed. But at the same time, the reason why they are ridiculed, they couldn't plan this way, is because these are poverty-stricken people without guidance, without a life, without money. They've been in poverty their entire lives.
They said that, but they were not shooting at you. So did you shoot back at them? And he said, no, I don't know how to shoot gun. I don't know how to handle them. Or he put on military uniform, to go and take over the secretariat, but he didn't know how to shoot gun. So he picked his race. That's embarrassing.
So just unfortunate. Yeah, very unfortunate. But yeah, that's my contribution. Thank you so much. Please, people, click on that like button. Please, just click on the like button. Just click on the like button. Exactly. That's all. Just click.
Just go there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just once. And that's it. And once you click it, into a turn blue to show you that you've clicked it. Okay, then you can leave. The African Wahala. God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Okay? Thank you. Thank you too, brother.
Now, I do have another caller. If I am very much not confused, like a 20-year-old, like Africa Wahala said, this should be CA from, is that you?
Correct. CA from Atlanta.
Yes. I'm not confused because I'm in my 40s. So which simply means that I have figured it out. CA, how are you today?
Yeah, it's exactly 5:36 p.m. in Atlanta.
It is evening.
Sunny day, yeah, lovely day.
Fantastic. It was so sunny in Glasgow today as well, but it was a scam sunny because it was cold too.
Mayegu,
CA.
I don't say because I'm not a Yoruba person, no, but like what that caller said, that's why I've been trying to call you since. Are you sure this is not a setup, Mayegu?
I am not sure, but people are beginning to make
you sure it's not a setup? Yeah. This guy is a Maradona. It's a Maradona. Trust me. These guys can do anything. But you just look at it. Somebody just comes and read something on TV and send some people out to go.
TV, on Facebook.
And send some people out to go and do some stuff. Just look at it. I mean, I don't know, but I just smell. I mean, something is not right, my ego.
Exactly. But I will agree
Something is not right.
that
Something is not right.
is not really right. It is either they are
Yes.
just stupid, or the people they sent were the stupid ones, but those who sent them, they knew what
My ego. People can do anything.
Yeah, they targeted
People can do anything for money.
You see that?
Yes, people can do anything for money. People can do anything for money. Trust me. The Nigeria we know, people can do anything for money. Trust me. I'm telling you, they can do anything for money. So I've been thinking about this since 3-4 days since it happened. I've been looking. I mean, it just to bring. Yes, it just to bring the momentum down, the Yoruba nation agitation momentum down. You're going to take time for people to recover and to sow seed of seed of discord among people. Say, oh, she be Yoruba nation lele, yeah, no, blah blah, that kind of thing.
Don't count me out. I'm not like them.
Good. That's what I've been thinking before this guy called. Honestly, because we all know what it stands for. I mean, they try to infiltrate everything, every camp, everywhere. That's what they do. That's their job. That's what they do. That's why I called. I wouldn't have called, but because of this issue, I said no. Let me just.
CA is that now I used to say to people that if you think something and you say it, and then you are like, I don't know, that just came to my mind. There's something you should know, Baba. You are not the only person thinking it. Now, see, somebody called in yesterday, said, two people actually said the same thing yesterday, but differently. Today, the African one, who happened to be the last caller, was very much clearer by saying, I don't see this. So now I know that he's not the only one thinking it. You are thinking along the line. Therefore, a lot of people probably on this platform have the same thoughts. CA, thank you so much for contributing to this. Okay?
Thank you, Maeva.
You should have a good
day,
sir, right? Nice one. So that's a CA from Atlanta. He hasn't changed his profile picture. That was my easy guess. The day he changes that, I would never ever dare to.
Yeah. How are you, Maeva?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Good afternoon. Good evening from here. I'll be trying to get hold of you. Anyway, I didn't start the program all the way. I kind of started it halfway.
Okay.
But the quick one.
Yes, sir.
Quick one. Let me jump in on. The new Oduduwa nation thing that was going on. Everybody want to know. Everybody try to get every means or anyhow to make sure that Nigeria is no longer exists. Because the people are tired.
That's right.
People are tired. Because this government is for the government for themselves, not for the people. And if we see what's going on in that zoo right now called Nigeria, it was a lot of things that are going on there. They keep suppressing the poor people. And where the rich are getting rich for themselves, and they have their friends, they have their family. And those they're calling their leaders are no longer care about them or how their life is. There is no education. There is nothing. So anybody who finds the easy way that he can find that, make sure they get a little bit pay to join to make sure the Nigeria is brought down, they will join. But the problem we have now, how can we educate those people and make sure they don't make a big mistake? Because these criminals, they're looking at any mistake they can use to tag this Oduduwa nation as a terrorist group.
Right.
For those people, when you look at the people that was claiming they are police, and you see most of them speaking Yoruba. But I have a question from them. Have they ever asked themselves, all this northern region where they have all kinds of terrorists, full of that part of Nigeria, and they're fully armed from head to toe.
Yes.
Who's sponsoring all these people? Who is their sponsor?
How are they getting protection from the authority?
And how did they get protection from the government? And who is among them in that government that keep protecting these people? And when you look at them, you can see what happened now. They hold a foreign guy, they go and now they demand them money. What I'm asking to this, all these criminal police and the army, especially people, all these Yoruba people in the armed forces, Have they never thought about that and who is sponsoring them? And how have Nigerian government handled these people, dangerous terrorist people?
I have no idea what type of water, Mazi. I don't understand the type of water or the type of air they sort of breathe, right? I can tell you this confidently, sir, right? That the Yorubas that I know who are part of the Nigerian police or the Nigerian army or DSS or what have you, I can say this for free. I do not have evidence or factual evidence, but from my own life experience, I can say this, that more than 70% of them, they are loyal to Nigeria. They will kill any Yoruba who stands on their way so that they can go get promotion and say they are loyal to Nigeria. I have seen it happen many times. And that is dangerous.
But Nigeria, they protecting. Nigeria, they protecting.
No matter how Nigeria mistreats them. That's why being Yoruba, no matter how Nigeria mistreats them, they will still remain loyal to that place. And whatever they are told to do, they will do it.
And when is it become a law? As the governor, they call it the first chief for security of their own state. When is it become a law that you can tell somebody and forces to shoot somebody aside? Is that there is no any law? There is no any place. I told them if somebody commits a crime, you take them to court.
Trace to them, but you already ordered that they should be killed. Like, are you really serious? To kill them so that you can enjoy being a governor of Nigeria that continues to impoverish his own people. So anybody standing up for Yoruba nation anywhere, shoot them aside. Are you serious? But that's what they have done to us now.
And the reason why these people getting upper-handed, they know that Nigeria is confused. It's a very confused country that all put together. Because every time one group try to find a way to make a things easy life for other people, you will see the traitors and you will see all these people from nowhere getting the government promising money. And you still living in the same country and the same thing could continue happening over from year to year. As you reason in the history, how the Nigeria came about, and you can see all kinds of corruption and how this country come about, and how all this have been done and other countries are moving forward and Nigeria keep moving back. And first of all, Nigeria is not even created by the people.
No.
That they call themselves. You just some tribe of other states or tribes, something they join together and just give them a name. And second of all, what I'm trying to say is about the time all these people, all these tribal, all these Yoruba, Igbo, or Jikekiri or whatever, in the same police, is about the time they wake up and see what is wrong with Nigeria and take an action for it. It's not when an individual tries to make a country to become a country, they're tagging them a terrorist. We are the terrorist people. They're sponsored by the same government in the northern region. And he can never send a ministry over there to tell them, shoot anybody aside. Anybody you see mentioning a Boko Haram, shoot them aside. But only in the western, only in the south and the part of the eastern region, where all these governors and call them all these foolish, illiterate government of they calling themselves a governor or whatever what they call themselves as a leader, especially in the east and the south. And when you see all this northern region, they cannot condemn, and they only God knows the reason why they keep promoting those people. And you yourself, you can't reach, and you take and know these people as your brother. And when they look for you today, when they send all those terrorists to come and kill you, that's what people who do defend you. When you finish killing them and they send those people to come and kill you, who's gonna protect you? Who's gonna stand for you? Why are they keep doing all this nonsense in the name of government of Nigeria? They need to stop that. Let me leave you for here. Thank you very much for taking my call.
I appreciate that. Okay, thank you so much for that. Right. You have a good evening.
Thank you.
Nice.
You too, bye.
I love that. So, yes, let's tell them. And like I said before, the reason why you are watching this channel or you are watching this in particular is to help stop those of us that will later in life pretended that you did not know. I didn't know it was that bad. So this platform will help you understand how bad it is and how much role you are playing in enabling it. whatever excuse you are giving, when that time comes, you will never be able to pretend that you did not know. That's why we're putting them on the table for everyone. You are in Yoruba, but you are so happy. To shoot aside your fellow wanted Yoruba nation. Austin, how are you tonight?
Yeah, Baba. I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. I'm really fine.
Fantastic. Glad you are not on the road today, or you are. Are you?
I'm still on the road, but I was I didn't want to call this night. Honestly, I didn't want to call.
Okay, then let's make it quick. All right, so I won't distract you further.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
No problem. I'm okay. One of our member of the temple just made me to call because he emphasized on what I was saying. I am more than 300% sure of what I'm saying.
Go on.
I'm telling you honestly. I'm telling you. I said yesterday, can you imagine someone that wake up to know the consequences of what he's going to face? If he's not killed, he will kill someone. And he will go there and say he don't know how to shoot gun. And he said he went to buy food stuff. And he said she said she wanted to enter Air Force. How can you believe such a thing? How can you believe such a thing? And none of them was killed. And none of them was killed. My dear, let me tell you one thing.
By the way, just so you know.
Yeah, just to cover up. Just to cover up. In Imo State, the guys are starting to come up broad. In Imo State, the guys are starting to come up broad. The army, the police later on start killing them. They know what they are doing. When they want to cover up, they know what they are doing. So what I want to say is that like Africa Wahala said, the problem in Nigeria is too much. People are confused. People doesn't even know what is good or bad again. I'm telling you, the hunger is too much. So when someone is confused, she just finished school, like she said. Let's agree that that's exactly what happened. It's not the stage manager. Yeah, that she just finished school. She's now thinking, what is my future? Why am I going to feed? Many of the people in Nigeria are not even having monthly 50,000 in their home, the entire family. How are they going to survive? So whatever that comes is what they are going to take. That is how the government have shaped everyone. So if you are not careful, you be among them. I was just telling my wife last time, and I said, thank God that I struggled to come out, because if not, I would be among
you would have to find
either ESN or
all of this. I told you too.
And definitely. There is nothing like it.
Number one, I can't stop me myself to be a victim and suffer. We suffer everybody together there. I'll find a way between this, because I can't be a victim.
Exactly. So now the second thing I was saying is the point you are making. You are making a strong point that if I am going, because anything that will make anyone to go against Nigeria, I'm in support of it. Honestly, I'm in total support of it. If I am to go and fight with a gun, I am going to fight to finish. I am not going to go there to start.
That is something that should be significant, rather than me getting imagine this, Austin, right? I get a training, and then we all agree that, okay, 7 of you are going to go take over government house in Ibadan. And they have already told us what sure you get. So they've told me more options. You may not come back. Let's take this. Once they start shooting, you may not come back. But here is the problem. Like, it is kind of that mission. And we know that I would rather shoot somebody for me to carry gun and then wait and say, sorry, sir.
I will level everywhere because
even if I have to enter the hall where they are doing the uppers meeting, and I will tell all of them that we have attached pump to all entrances. All entrances here. If anybody try to come in, you will die. All of you, if you try to leave this room, you will die. Even though there is no problem,
that's what I'm
first delay everybody.
That is.
Well, look at what happened. Go on, Austin. Sorry.
That is why I said that is why I say it is very, very suspicious, because these guys are grandmasters. They know how to do their things. They know how to do it. So there is one of the caller that said the woman that planned this thing. Everybody knows that she is not from today. It has been for a long time. It is like that. They infiltrate in every organization that they know that these guys have power. They know that these guys have power. So what they do, they cheat in their people to come in and said, reduce this pressure. Please reduce this pressure. Make sure that whatever you can do, they will promise money. They will do everything. They will sponsor everything. Then, if it doesn't work, that is when they come with brutal force.
Now bring all their forces.
So that is how Nigeria. That is how Nigeria functions. That is number one. Number two, if people are looking for terrorists in Nigeria, there is no terrorists in Nigeria. It's only the military. I am telling you honestly, the military are the terrorists in Nigeria. They do all manner of things. Do you know that kidnapping Southeast in Okigwe, Imo State, where they pay ransom is the military zone, where the military have their second point.
There are many evidence to
I'm telling you,
where people said.
Do you know where the governor of Adia State went to dislodge the cattle market? Do you know that military this area? How many bodies are found there? So the criminals in Nigeria, the kidnappers in Nigeria, the terrorists in Nigeria, military are part of it. They went to Okama or whatever they call it to go and do illegal business. And they don't even want people to talk, they start killing people.
I know.
That's their functions. That's what they are doing. So there is no way these Okama people will get justice. Even now that they have investigated and see the truth, the Nigerian media, the Nigerian government will still cover it because the government of today is illegitimate. They are afraid of, they think that the military might somehow wake up. But the military will never wake up because both of them are in the same bed. They will never wake up. They will never do the needful. And even me, sorry to say this, even people that are saying, let the military take over, I am not praying for military to take over because they are worst.
Remember when I said that?
They are worst.
Right? I said,
you said it.
But I just hope you know what you are praying for, and I hope you know.
They are worst. I witnessed the time of Abacha. I witnessed the time of Babangida. They are really worst. You can't say anything. Yeah, they are really worst. So all these things we are looking for terrorists. The terrorists are the military. The Nigerian government are the terrorists. Any good.
By their deeds, by their actions and inactions, they are the terror group.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I got you. Sorry, I got you.
No, fantastic.
Hello?
I can still hear you too. Awesome. Can you still hear me, right?
Yeah. So I hear you very well. I'm hearing you. So the Nigerian government are the terrorists. The Nigerian government are the problem of Nigeria because whatever you are doing, you have to watch the head. If the head gets it right, the members of the other bodies will get it right. Yeah. The Nigerian head, they are not getting it right, and they will never get it right. They are slaves. They are masters. They are slaves into their handmaster. Their masters. Like there is something that you mentioned when I joined in because I joined a little bit late. Right. You're talking about the IMF and the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Who on earth, in his right senses, will go and take advice from IMF? Who on earth?
Like for all
even though I don't like to
no, don't ever have any advice, any monetary advice from World Bank and IMF. They always give advice to your central bank to adjust your monetary policy, to tweak it, to favor whatever policy they want to implement in your country. And none of them has ever really helped any African countries. Never.
Even though we don't like what Shewore is doing now, Shewore is among all of the candidates. Shewore is the only one that came out and condemned the IMF and the World Bank. The only Shewore. All of them, none of them have come out and said IMF this, IMF that. Only Shewore. So that's to tell you, if Nigeria really wants to function, how do you want to go and take advice of someone that is giving you loan? Someone that knows that very, very well, no investment. So when I was asking question, have you seen anywhere IMF entered and come out and that country became country again?
No.
They are not bringing.
In fact,
no way.
African countries' policies never to do business with IMF and World Bank ever. So African countries actually making their own policy in their country. Don't ever come back to the country ever.
Yeah. So this is Nigeria for you. They are so much happy. We went to the meeting with the IMF today. We have a robust meeting. That's how they speak their English.
World Bank said we are doing
we
fine.
are doing fine.
So we are doing fine.
We are doing fine. And where are we today? So the problem of Nigeria relies in the hands of Nigeria. The moment Nigeria doesn't want to split, Nigerians have to, all of us have to stand up and say, let's go our separate way. That's the only option. There is no other option. There is no other option.
Austin, thank you.
There is no other. Yeah, there is no other option. Thank you. You're welcome, my dear. You're welcome, my dear.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Austin there from Germany, a very good member of this temple, a veteran indeed. But my time is up. I have a caller. Is a controversial figure, but I'm still going to give him that. Elder caller, I was closing the shop before you called in that she need pure water. So I had to put up the shutter and say, okay, yeah, we do. You've got just 2 minutes. How are you?
Oh, yeah, nice to hear from you. Thank you for what you do.
Like when you are like rushing to that store, they are shouting. They're like that. Hey, she need salt. She need salt. I said, I know it's anyway. You know that kind of thing. That's exactly what your call is like, sir. I was about to shoot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I'll be so fast. I've read this
yes, sir.
paragraph here before, and I want to remind people about it. It was Lamido that mentioned it. He said Nigeria, he said, is too weak to break. Who will break it? The ordinary person in Jigawa, or the ordinary person in Sokoto, or the ordinary person in Bayelsa? Is it the group organizer or Yoruba woman selling kerosene by the roadside, or the Okada man in Delta? They don't have the capacity to unite because they are burdened by poverty. We have taken away from them their dignity, their self-esteem, their pride, and self-worth. So they cannot even organize. So the reality, that is the reality we face. He said it the reality on ground. This guy is high profile that even Obasanjo at one point supported to be president of Nigeria. And is the one saying this, that Nigeria, where they've reduced us to worthless things. Even few things that we consider worthless are actually more valuable than most Nigerians. The way these people have divided the people, divided and conquered. This is why whenever I see people during election running after one politician or the other, people like us will always support Showore because not because we believe he could win, but we know that he's saying the truth. Any other politician in that last election is just playing game with people's emotions and all that. And that's the reality. And this is what we all have to understand. Or we start to leave our differences behind and come together as one strong force. The youth of Nigeria is more than 50-60% of the electorate. Not because I don't believe they will not rig our election, they will do so. But when we start to come together and start to make our voice known the way we should, rather than to be looking for one politician or the other, then we'll start to make it different.
Elder, right?
Yeah.
We're still going to need a politician in that regard. If the conversation is around, let's come together.
It's not.
Don't you think? I mean, like in that regard, though, I'm not talking about other ones like us championing self-determination and all that, right? But I'm talking about those who, you said something about 50% to 70% of the young people are making up the
I don't believe Showore is a politician, because no politician will be telling you the truth. What most politicians do is to deceive people to make you comfortable. To make you comfortable, but if they know that all the youth, like the 50% or even 60% of our youth are supporting Showore, it then means not only are they supporting Showore personality, they are supporting what he's saying. So eventually this will accumulate to force, because let me tell you, Nigeria, these people are not going to leave Nigeria until we force them out by force, by everything possible. The way people are doing it right now, I don't believe. In every society, we have the saboteur, we have the people who are looking from crunches to hit on the politicians' table. When they went to a Igboho house, do you know that they brought some Babalawo there to help them to get it to come out? So they are out there in every society, either in Igbo land or Yoruba land. There are people that are going to capitalize on the situation to feed their own belly, greedy people. And all that. They are always there. So don't believe that all these people that are suffering, if you're coming out to speak for them, that they will embrace you. No. They will be looking at what can put food in my stomach, even if it is for one day. I don't care what's going to happen tomorrow. You have such people in all the society, in essence. So this is why we will always lack the capacity to organize together, to make our voice known, until we start to come together in a very unique way. Look at what happened in Egypt. Look at what happened during the Arab rise. People stood up and they said they are not letting go. The soldiers were shooting, no way, until we get to the end of this. And this is what Nigeria needs. The answer is just one thing. Even when you look at the answer, how do they break it? They pay some youth to come and create problem for the people organizing for answer. So, and all that. And this is why, we ought to be alert and try to educate our youth. And thank you that you are doing that more than anybody, as I know. And we'll continue to do that. Until once the education gets through and people are tired, at least less 70 or 80% of the people suffering in Nigeria say they are tired. At that point, they will become a very strong voice that is very unstoppable. And until that time, the trouble continues, the suffering continues.
Okay. Thank you so much, Elder. Right? That's fair. Right? That was fair. So thank you very much for calling in. Okay. I am going to see you some other time too. You have a good one, sir. That's Elder Akinola, all the way from the US as well. Now my time is now overshot officially. So I'm going to say thank you to every one of us for tonight. And as usual, we've had our own a little bit of an update, you will say, some level of information, some new information that you probably will make use of. Depends on where it is applicable to you. And above all, you know better now. You know better now. And they say if you know better, the ideal thing for you is to do better. You should be better off than what you were before the beginning of this video. Those telling you that Nigeria will be great are lying to you. Nigeria will never be great. Because all the actions of those criminals who could actually help make it great, all their actions are going to continue to undermine that greatness, except what it is currently offering us. Now, I believe in self-destruct button that these criminals are going to press that, like Elder Akinola said, who is going to break up Nigeria and who is going to make Nigeria sort of great when the criminals, career criminals in Nigeria are continuing to do all they can to destroy her? Is it that Bolisela in Oshodi or that organizer on the roadside in Aba? Or is it going to be that fisherman using that his wooden small canoe on the creek of Bayelsa? They are all to be labored with the economic problems that these criminals are unleashing on them than for them to have enough time for the breakup or fixing of Nigeria or making Nigeria great. With proper education and enlightenment daily like this platform, we have a chance. A lot of people believe that we do have a chance, at making a difference. So if we know better, something you don't know is all right, you don't know. But when you do know, as they say, if you know better, you should do better. And let that possibly really show up on you. So thank you so much, every one of us, for tonight. I will see you some other time. I promise you this time around, we will start our reading early enough tomorrow. Please do join me then. A Fatherless People by Dele Ogun, remember? That'll be tomorrow. Until then, good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook. ń lọ ni máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ máyégún.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Àní máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wọn.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀.
èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé kún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì máyé kún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
máyé kún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì máyé kún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.